Yeah, so we're gonna be covering these 3 games. We're gonna be covering, of course, the we're gonna be covering Benjamin's game against Anish as well. So we have some good stuff to cover with the Grand Chess Tour. Yeah, all right. Okay, we have Knight F3. This is a game between Alireza Firouzja, by the way, and Vishwanathan Anand, the very strong grandmaster from India. I think Vishy was a 5-time world champion as well. Really good player. But the game that everybody wants to watch, of course, is the game between Magnus and Gukesh, because Magnus did go 9-0. He did go 9-0. I mean, you can talk about regulated, unregulated, whatever you want to say. I mean, that's fine. You can talk about it. The fact is, what does Superbet do? We know what they do. That's the bottom line. We know what they do. We know what all these different things do. And I don't really care. I don't have some big problem with gambling. People can do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, like, don't pretend just because it's regulated doesn't mean it's not gambling. It's the same thing. So anyway, and yeah, the notion yeah, stake is regulated, just not in the US. Yeah, also amongst other things too. But anyway, Magnus playing the classic Sicilian here. We get the Ross Lima variation. Magnus thinks he's Hikaru. This is what Hikaru Nakamura, the famous streamer, was playing in Norway chess. He played against Alireza Firouzja as well as Anish Giri. And so let's see, what do we have? Okay, so all very standard theory. We get rookie 1 with c3 d4 e5. Probably knight e4 will be played here. Or sorry, Magnus went 11-0, not 9-0. I don't get this moral grandstanding over gambling is so silly. Yeah, but I just want to point it out because, like, there are a lot of people even in the chess world who pretend that it's so terrible, like gambling is so awful, and yet you literally have a gambling company. You have Magnus sponsored by Unibet as well. Just to point that out, Magnus Carlsen is directly sponsored by Unibet, which also is a gambling website. And so I find it pretty hilarious that that people go all insane over this. Anyway, okay, so we get e5, knight e4, bishop e3. Queen b6 is obviously the correct move here. Is still standard theory. You can take as well, but I thought queen b6 first was considered slightly more precise. We get trading queen b6. Yeah. Now, if Gukesh moves the bishop away, you hang the pawn on b2 here. So you don't really want to move the bishop away. Probably you take the knight. I think takes and something like knight c3 or takes and queen c1 with knight d2 are the playable lines. So anyway. So queen b6, let's see what we get here. What will Gukesh play? Gukesh, by the way, had a very bad performance in in the Global Chess League. So hopefully he can perform better. This is very PogChamps. No, this is the Grand Chess Tour. This is a tournament featuring the best chess players in the world. Now there are some who aren't playing, like I'm not playing, and again, for everybody who's watching, I can't stress this enough. I've said it many times. I know people think I'm making jokes, but I am not a professional chess player anymore. I do play professional tournaments. I try to perform at my best when I occasionally step into the ring. But I am a streamer first, and that's not to say I won't play top level tournaments, because of course I will play in them, but that is not my main focus. So when I play tournaments is when I feel like I can put in my best performance, when I feel like I can be competitive. But yeah, I'm not, I don't consider myself a pro player. Now, some people say, well, you're playing tournaments, you're competing. You are. To me, my definition, when I think it's about someone who's pro, someone who's spending all their time focusing on studying, playing in tournaments. It's the whole package, as opposed to someone who's just playing here or there. Okay, we got bishop c6, queen c6 played here, maybe knight bd2. Ha, you are literally the second best player in the world. Yes, but again, by my definition, I don't consider myself a pro player anymore, because I do not go and travel to all these tournaments year round to play in all these different events. Now I know people are going to joke, you're going to see like, yeah, you're joking, blah blah blah. I mean, I don't really care what you think, but at least that's how I view it. It's like when I feel like I have time to study, I do try to perform. I'll give you another example. Like this month I'm playing in the World Cup at the end of the month, but I'm streaming a lot of hours now in the first couple of weeks to really ramp it up, because I will not be streaming for about like 10 to 11 days, and during those 10 to 11 days I will be grinding really hard and studying chess. But as an example, when I compare that now to say 4 or 5 years ago, I was studying chess every single day, you guys. I was studying like 4 or 5 hours every single day, and now I don't do that, just to be clear. So the times they are changing, as we like to say. So we get knight bd2 played here. You're not a pro, you're a master. Thank you. So knight bd2, okay, standard. Probably bishop f5 or knight takes d2. Not sure which one will be played, but one of those moves. No more streams. No, I'm just taking a couple days off to do some preparations for the tournament, because I need to study before the event. Imagine those striving to be the quality and skill players such as yourself hearing you brush off your own professional level due to the fact that you don't grind it out anymore. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I've said before, but you know, actually, I'll give you guys another example. I'll give you a better example from sports, because people, you know, because I think sports is a good example. You know, there are many people I've known over the years who've played tennis in a fairly serious way. There are quite a few. No one who got to like the very top. There are people like Esserman and a few others who are like probably like around, I would say, like top couple hundred in the world at tennis. And the one thing that they've all pretty much said universally is that, you know, all the players in the top 100 in tennis, they can hit the same shots. If there's no pressure on them, they can hit these incredible shots, no matter whether you're number 1 or number 100 in the world. But when there's pressure on the line, when you're in the critical moments, like how you make these assessments, what you do is completely different. And it's like, it's more mental than the actual skill level in some ways. And chess is the exact same thing. Because when you look at chess, so much of the difference between like Magnus and say myself or any of the other top players is so much in the mind. Like even Anish, for example, if there's no pressure, he can play great games. He can play as well as Magnus any day of the week. But when you're in the critical moments, when there's pressure, these little things, like it becomes more mental than actually actual like pure ability. That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about chess. And I was saying, like, tennis is the same thing. No pressure on the line. Taylor Fritz can hit the exact same shot that Novak can hit, or Kyrgios can hit the same shot Djokovic can hit. No pressure, they can all do the same thing. But when they're in the pressure, the critical moments, it's like, what is it about the critical moments that make Djokovic better, or Nadal or Federer? Like in critical moments, they can't always hit those shots. You tense up, you slice it a little bit short, you don't go for the winner. All those little things start coming into play in the same kind of way. Consistency matters, of course, as well, but I'm just saying, like, if there's no pressure, I'm sure that a lot of the shots that are hit, they could hit them too, the guys who are not like at the very top. So also, to be honest, I don't think you can say it's inconsistency, because everyone's practicing the shot 100 times every single day. Like, you know, you hit hundreds and hundreds of forehands every day, so why is it in the critical moment you tense up? That's not inconsistency. That is up here, you guys, in the mind, in the brain. So yeah, they're all doing their reps millions of times every day. They're hitting hundreds of forehands every day on the practice court. So it's not about inconsistency. It's like, it's in the mind. You tense up, you get nervous, whatever it is, and then you hit the ball a little bit shorter. You don't hit the shot as well. And the top guys do it. The top guys will do it better. So it's more mental than anything else. So all right, anyway, back to the chess. I mean, yes, you look at Nick Kyrgios, he's probably chilling all day long. He's not hitting hundreds of forehands every day, but you guys know what I'm saying. Anyway, all right. Okay, so we have a couple of games. Go back to the other game between Jan Nepomniachtchi and Jan Krzysztof Duda. By the way, this is a famous opening too, you guys. This is a classic Miesis variation. It's a Scotch opening here. Nepo thinks he's Hikaru or something, because of course one of the most famous games played in this line with its Queen E2 and H4 was played by Hikaru Nakamura against Magnus Carlsen at the London Chess Classic, I believe in 2017 if I'm not mistaken. Good God, that was 6 years ago. But I played this Queen E2 H4 against Magnus in 2017. So it's a very sharp approach here from Jan Nepomniachtchi. It's playable. I also played this against Ray Robson in the 2018 US Chess Championship as well. So it's a line I have a lot of experience with. Okay, so far all pretty standard. Yeah, bros think they are Hikaru. Yeah, but this is supposed to be fairly balanced. Now, as I recall, normally here I think black can trade and take with a bishop. That's slightly better for white. You can also trade and take with a pawn. But this idea of queen b7 I'm a little bit unfamiliar with. It's some more new age theory. I think it's actually a little bit better for white here, just because after bishop d3 white can castle either way, and you have a lot of pressure on the diagonal. So I like Nepo's position so far. How do I remember games like that? You remember certain games that are important, I think, more than anything else. And I haven't played this h4 line that many times, so there are only 2 games specifically that I recall. And that's why, because they were both important games and important tournaments. All right, so let's go back. What do we have? Vishy's game, fairly dry, pretty balanced. Let's go back to Magnus's game. So we got what I expected: bishop f5, knight b3, b6. So Basically Magnus wants to go queen b7 and rook a c8 here. The thing is, if white could magically transport this knight, let's just say you could get the knight to h2, you could get f3 and really put the heat on this knight, but it's very hard to do that here, because if you play something like h3, for example, after rook c8 and knight h2, now black can just play h6, and the knight always is escaping to g5 here. If you go f3, there's knight g5. If you play h4, for example, now black can actually play, oh, maybe black can't, oh, maybe this is, wait a second, no, it's f6, not h6 here. You go f6, and now if h4 to stop knight to g5, you can even just take the pawn and you get activity in the center of the board. So it looks like this knight is very weak on e4, but unless you can actually get a pawn to attack the knight is very solid. Vishy is playing a lot. He's only playing 2 tournaments. He played in the GCL, he's playing here, and then he'll quite comfortably go back into retirement, just like myself. Don't leak your prep. I'm not leaking prep. We may cover the we may cover the or I may play an Arena Kings. I haven't decided yet. I might play, but we'll see. Am I earning enough circuit points? I literally don't care whether I earn circuit points or not, you guys. I play the chess tournaments I want to play. If I qualify for the candidates, I qualify. If I don't qualify, so be it. Yeah, I mean that's I don't care either way. I just play chess. I want to be competitive. As long as I'm competitive, that's my only aspiration when I play tournaments. And I know people are gonna assume that I'm capping, or I'm making jokes, but I'm not. That's the only goal I have in mind. When I go to play a chess tournament, the only thing that I want to do is be competitive. If I'm competitive and I play good chess, that's all I want. Like, for example, if I drawn Fabiano, I would have been happy with the event because I would have had a good event. And so yeah, it's anyone who thinks that there's stuff like that. Yeah. Do I have some analysis on Joey Chestnut's performance? No analysis. I mean, I haven't really followed competitive eating in recent times. I mean, I am aware, you know, like I've seen some of the videos that Matt Stoney has done, but not really big on competitive eating because of how kind of unhealthy it is and everything else. But nonetheless, you know, I mean, it's impressive that Joey Chestnut ate what, 63 hot dogs, I think it was. So all right, now one interesting move here that white has is knight to h4. Again, idea is f3, so you move the bishop, there's f3, although f3 here allows g5, and white's knight is hanging as well. So yeah, that being said, I mean, in the old days, I used to actually, I did a couple of I think I did a pancake eating contest when I was around college age, and then also when I was in Seattle, there was an eating competition to get free tickets. So I think it was a Beyonce concert. I ate I think I ate 2.5 pounds of wings, and was it or maybe it was 2.5 pounds in like 10 minutes or something, or maybe it was 12 minutes, I don't remember. But I have done a little bit of that because, you know, yeah, why, you know, come on, you guys, I'm not, you know, I wasn't always worth $50 million, so, you know, I mean, I couldn't afford Beyonce tickets, so I had to go do an eating competition, try and get free tickets. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, all right, back to the chess. Waiting for a move here from Gukesh. So let's see. No, I didn't. I finished second. I was second. I was second, unfortunately. I wasn't first. I got second. Someone actually ate more than I did. It was very disappointing, but yeah, it was fun. Knight h4. Okay, so Gukesh does go for it. So is Gukesh actually going to play f3 here? Maybe g3 to go knight g2 and f3 still in play. By the way, I love the computer here. Computer says g4 is the best move. Zero chance he plays g4. I think we're gonna get f3, g5, takes, and queen h5. I think we're gonna get this very forced line with like queen h5, something like this. And I don't know what's going on here. It's gonna get very, very sharp after h3. Very, very hard to judge. So we get g5, takes. Maybe you flick in rook c1 first to target the queen. Very, very hard to judge what's going on. Really, really hard to judge. I mean, maybe also computer says h3. It's also a very thematic move at some point, because the thing is, if you go queen h5, h3, g3, there's always this weakness on g2, always threats of lollies long term. So maybe you go rook c. Whoa, he goes bishop g5. Wow, so Gukesh getting very aggressive. This is going to be very sharp. I don't like the choice from Gukesh here with bishop g5. Market is open. I'm not following the market very closely this morning. Markets are red. I'm not really surprised. Yeah, markets look red. Yeah, markets look slightly red, but they look pretty flat thus far. Amazon green, Tesla green, but we'll see. Anyway, all right, we got bishop g5. Probably here Magnus has to play f6, only move that I can think of, because if you take After takes rook e8 bishop f6, now it's time for white to get the lollies with queen h5 and queen h6, and you're getting made. Although maybe king h8 is still playable, but it feels very, very scary to do that. I think f6 has to be right though. But the thing is here, the thing that I don't like about Gukesh's decision is that times are to be believed here. Gukesh has played this moves very quickly, and with 19 minutes on the clock, which is a lot of time, it's very, very forcing. So if Gukesh is wrong here, he could just be much worse potentially. Am I pro competitive eater? No, I am not, you guys. But I did those two eating contests. I never did a hot dog eating contest. Would have been interesting to try and do that. Do you think classical chess will die players losing interest? I think classical chess is always going to exist to some degree. Whether it's going to remain super relevant, I think that's going to depend on a lot of factors. I think first and foremost, whether Magnus comes back. If Magnus does not come back to play the world championship, like he stays away from the world championship, it's very hard to see it maintaining relevance the way it has. I also think the other very important factors, you have Ding Liren, for example, the current world chess champion. He has not played any professional tournament since the match, or maybe he played the Rapid and Blitz in or not Rapid and Blitz, he played the classical in I forget where. He played one event, but he hasn't played since. So Ding Liren, who's the world champion, is also not playing. So I think with Ding not playing, Magnus not playing classical, I mean, if something doesn't give, if those two players maintain the current status quo, I think it's very, very unlikely that classical chess is going to really be super relevant again. It was Romania that he played, right? Yeah, he and Nebo played their completely horrible decision for both players. I get why they did, because they'd already agreed and they didn't want to they didn't want to withdraw at the last minute. But yeah, I mean, both players seem completely burned out. They're not playing that much. I mean, if Ding isn't playing tournaments and Magnus isn't playing, it's very hard to see a world where the classical world championship is, and classical in general, is going to be relevant the way it was before. That's the bottom line. So yeah, that's my general take. So I mean, who knows, maybe it'll change, but I really am not optimistic. So young players will need to carry it. Yes, of course. I mean, that's what you need, but I don't really, I mean, the young players are good, but you know, I would say also, speaking of young players, Gucci Reza, another player who seems to be marching to his own drum, or drum beat, whatever the saying is. But Ali Reza, very, very talented player. He's not playing the World Cup. He seems to basically be playing tournaments whenever he wants. So he seems very casual as well. So I mean, you have four of the top 10 players in the world who are extremely casual towards classical chess. You have myself, you have Magnus, you have Ding, and Ali Reza. All four of us are pretty apathetic, I would say, for lack of a better word, towards classical chess right now. And so I'm not really optimistic. I'm not. I don't think that it's very likely that that classical chess is going to maintain relevance unless someone just comes along and steamrolls everybody. So let me give you an example. Say you have like Noterbeck. Let's just say Noterbeck tomorrow gains like 100 points. He gets 2,800 plus. Like he starts steamrolling everybody. That could change things. But unless something like that happens, I don't really see things changing over the next couple of years. I think it's very, very unlikely. So am I planning on playing the qualifier tomorrow for the Bullet Chess Championship? If I can, I will. Absolutely. Why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's so that's what I would say. I would say, I mean, that I don't really see it happening where classical chess gets back there. I mean, also, even for me, as someone who's played chess my whole life, loves watching games, I can't watch games consistently. I mean, it could be Gukesh, could be Noterbeck. I don't really care which junior is, but I'm basically saying unless a junior improves really fast like that, I don't think so. Yeah, I think that problem with classical chess for me is that games are too long. Games are too long. They go forever, and the fact that games go forever is yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's like I can't watch it. And you know, at the end of the day, if we're being honest, you know, I know people like to say, like, you want, you know, viewership doesn't matter, this or that. At the end of the day, the number one goal, whether it's FIDE or chess.com or whomever it might be with chess, is you want the professional players to earn more money. So for example, if I look at a player like Jan Krzysztof Duda, Shakar Mamedyarov, whoever it might be, like, I want those guys to make more money from chess, and the way that those guys make more money from chess is if there are more viewers, which leads to more sponsors, etc., etc. And so that's why viewership and really keeping that in mind is super important, because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal should be for the top players to make more money. That should be the ultimate goal. So we get rook c3 here, apparently a bad move. Now Magnus can take and get the legendary triple stack. He also has D's bishops. Now Gukesh going all in here. He wants the big attack. I don't see the attack personally after king h8, but who knows? Maybe he wants queen h5 and some kind of like banana sacrifice here. I don't know why I said banana, I meant bonsai sacrifice, like king f7 and rook e4, or maybe rook f1 even. But this is what he's going for. Now Magnus plays f5 really fast, does not take, which is interesting as well. Now we get an opposite sort of pawn chain here in the center of the board. Magnus is basically saying long term he's going to go bishop d5, f4 and e6. He wants something like, just to illustrate the point, something like f4, f3, e3, maybe e3, open up the scope, or even something like f3 to attack. Gukesh goes bishop g5. Magnus will almost certainly play bishop d, well actually maybe not, because bishop d5 there is queen h5 and rook h3, and Gukesh is really attacking. I actually find it interesting here. To me it seems pretty clear cut that Gukesh is going all in here. He's going for the big attack. He's trying to checkmate Magnus Carlsen, and he's showing no fear, which it could work out. It could also backfire as well. Banana flashbacks from Only Up. Oh, also you guys, I was gonna say I am gonna play one more time of Only Up. I will do an integrity run with no beds probably today or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow is a better day to do it, but I will do an integrity run where I don't do the beds, because I think there are certain parts of the map that you just avoid completely if you take the beds. So I'm gonna do one final game and then one final run, and then I'm gonna uninstall. Bedless is torture. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because there are parts of the map, like I think there, if you don't do the waifu or whatever they call it now, there's a maze or something you have to go through as well. So that's the one last one I'll do, and then I'm gonna uninstall the game. So I don't know if I'll do that today or tomorrow, but I will do that. I'll do one last run. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna uninstall it. Like Distortion uninstalled it after he got a sub 17 run. Once I do a bedless speeder, I'm gonna uninstall the game. So okay, Magnus's move here. Computer really likes f4, f3. Magnus should use his time here, and I think he will, and I expect him to actually find f4 because there's queen h5 and rook h3. Oh, you don't buy it? You think that I'm not gonna uninstall it? Yeah, I'll uninstall it because it's just like I've played quite a chunk of it, but it was a fun game. So all right, waiting for a move here from Gukesh. Let's see, or from Magnus. Sorry, I assume we're gonna get f4 here. If we don't get f4, I'd be very surprised. Let's move around the horn. Let's see, in Alirez's game, this was a sort of a ready Catalan setup, nothing too surprising, pretty normal. Okay, pretty balanced here, by the way. I actually don't love Alirez's position here. He's got a great knight on c4 potentially, but black can try to play for b5, and unless white gets some central break, eventually I think b5 is going to be an issue. I wouldn't say that it's like really bad, but I'd prefer to be black here. And actually computer agrees. Interestingly enough, computer agrees. So let's move along. We have the game between the dude and Nepo Man. Okay, pretty normal stuff. I don't know if I like c5, h5, h6, castles. Position looks relatively balanced. Black can probably trade and play something like bishop f6 here. Actually, it's worth. Computer actually thinks black is much better. I'm surprised. I guess it's because you have two weak pawns here. I'm surprised by that, because on first glance I would think that white should be better here, but actually computer thinks that after takes and bishop f6, black is much better. Also, speaking of Nepo, as always, Nepo moving way too fast. He's moving instantly. Dudot down 11 minutes on the clock already. We'll see if Dudot can take advantage of that, or if the time pressure starts to come into play here, because Nepo moves way too fast. He's been doing it for a long time. Of course, he's a very strong player, so he's able to get away with it, but that is the one critique, and he did it in the match as well. So what else? Let's go back to the other event, which is between Benjamin and Anish. We of course have the classic Sonic the Hedgehog setup here. Maybe small advantage for Benjamin, but a long way to go in the game. Long way. So let's move along. No move from Magnus. No move in this game. No move in this game. So we'll just leave it right here. Actually, wait. We did get a move. The dude took. So probably we're gonna get takes, and maybe knight e5 here. King g8. And where is the attack? Maybe rook e3. But this looks so superficial. Now this looks very superficial for Nepo. So let's go back to Magnus. Let's see if he made it. If we have a move. We don't have a move after bishop g5. By the way, when are you traveling? I'll be traveling at the end of the month. I will be going to Baku in Azerbaijan. We have the Vichy game up. We get knight h5, reasonable move from Vichy. The reason that black has a small advantage here is primarily because black controls the center. So even though white is this great knight, the pawn is very solid here, and white doesn't have any central breaks. You don't really have queenside breaks either, and that's why black has a small advantage generally in these positions. So we get bishop e3 played or not bishop d2. Also, the other reason I know this generally is good for black, so one of the lines that I played a lot is one of the openings that I've played many times. There's this line with bishop g2 e6 c4 takes and like queen a4, knight b7 takes, c5 queen c2, and like you get like rook b8 d3 b6. So you get positions like this, for example, and it's the exact same pawn structure, and unless white can get d4 e4 in the center, generally black is completely fine. So that's where my assessment is based off, because you have the same sort of pawn structure here. You've got the same structure with the central pawns, and even though it always feels like white should be better, generally black is completely fine. I may play Arena Kings later. We'll see. Vichy down on clock, by the way, 11:43 and counting. Kick sucks. Kick is great, you guys. I'm enjoying Kick immensely. Big shout out to nearly 3,000 you guys who are watching on this fine Wednesday morning. Hope you guys are doing really well. So, all right, Vichy looking to play b5 here. So either Vichy gets b5 and he's completely fine, or I think Alireza is going to get an advantage, because Alireza is now looking to play d4 and open up the center. Like I said, if white can get d4 e4, generally white has chance to be better. Stream quality is better. The stream quality has been much better on Kick in general, although the one thing I will say is when I played only up with the high bit rates, apparently there have been issues. That is the one thing I will say which has been a slight issue. All right, heard there was a recent earthquake in Azerbaijan. Maybe there was. I'm not sure. But anyway, all right. So yeah. Let's see. All right. Stream quality is much better. Cut out that moment for me. LOL. Yeah. So okay, what do we have? Waiting for a move here. When I play the World Cup, that's the end of the month. So we get b5 from Vichy. So Vichy going all in. Yeah, I mean, Kick, people forget Kick is still in beta, and the app, of course, they have to work on the app. But again, it hasn't been around that much. So I was watching an old video of yours. It's cool to see your personality really open up a streamer. How long did it take for that to happen? Well, you know, one fact that I will tell you guys in general with chess is chess players have a very sort of closed approach. Like I feel like a lot of it, I don't know if schadenfreude is the right word if I'm trying to be fancy, but I think the word is a lot of what the psychology that goes into chess at the top levels is you don't want to be too friendly. You don't want people to really get any insight into how you study chess, how you approach the game as a whole, because if you do, it can give them some advantage. Like one specific example of this I will give you guys. Actually, let me stop the music and pull up a clip. I have to pull up a clip. One sec. I have to pull up a clip from when Fabiano where is it? Okay, I think it's this clip, right? I have to pull up a clip here. Let me go to the chapters. Where is it? I think it's Norwich I saw. I'm gonna pull this up very quickly, you guys. Let me unmute this and let me change the scene. Let me go forward.
Yeah, I was never +4 Biden's.
One second.
What to do then?
It's too low. Okay.
Then chess is basically an equal game.
Of course.
So if I had turned my brain on or not tried to transpose to what I had seen long ago, then I would have gone for knight b4 because it's the most obvious move.
Yeah.
And probably, I can't say definitively, but probably would have held the game.
You would have had great chances to do so, yes.
And then f5, my justification, which like 99% of it was, I just wanted to transpose to something familiar, and it looked like
the sound is
F5
good though. Sound is
93.
good. Yeah, it's much better now.
And f4, and it's a position 94 bishop g4, and this is a position which can arise from another move order, which I was aiming for, which is some sort of theory
And I saw
and white plays rooks and
There's one spot I
so
want to go
that's-
to specifically, so
but-
1 second. Let me get to the point though.
and and first line.
I want to get to
lose
one
on the
specific spot. Give me 1 second.
It's 2 pawns, and I can't free my pieces, and for the 2 pawns, but the bishop would have to get free on c8, and it just never does if white maintains any accuracy. So I don't think I had even the slightest chance.
no, and I think
after that,
we discussed this as there was queen trade.
Yeah,
I want to find something specific. Give me 1
Force-
second.
c8. I let him try, but the problem was I also wasn't like in a state of mind even to start putting up resistance.
At that point, is what it needed to hold.
I saw at least this endgame after rook d5, and I was hoping, without much belief, that it would ever start to get.
I'm trying to find some, I mean I can't find it. There's somewhere where he talks about this, where basically he says that he should have thought about the idea that I was going to play, and the reason I bring that up, you guys, I'll put the music back on in a second as well, is because when you discuss a lot of things and you're too open about things, people can generally get some idea of what you're trying to do. Now apparently we have a big blunder in the Gukesh game. I don't know why. Apparently it's a big blunder, but it's a blunder because that's why it's a blunder, because if you go e3 rook c7, there's just rook c8, right? There's just rook c8, and Gukesh just made a huge blunder. But basically, yeah, so as I was saying, like point I was making is that generally you're very close. You try not to give away too much information. You try to play everything very close to the vest, and for that reason you're not open about a lot of things. And one of the things that also is important to note as well is that yeah, Magnus plays h6. Like this is not a difficult move to play, because rook c, as long as you see rook c8, it's GG. Which also I would say this is one thing though that I have to point out, is that Gukesh, he has not been playing very good chess recently. The global chess league was not good. This is not good either. Fabiano said as soon as you play the fried liver, he said of course he should have known you played. That's one of those things where it's like, people, if you're too open about the way you're playing, the style, or you're too generally, like, you're explaining too much, people can start to sense certain things or certain tendencies, etc. So that's why a lot of chess players are not very open about things, for that exact reason, because it's like you don't want to give away information. Those little edges really matter at the end of the day. So it makes a huge difference. Now I mean, Gukesh, Gukesh has not been playing great chess in the global chess league, not playing well here. He's having a bit of a bumpy run right now, a really bumpy run at the moment, which I wouldn't say it's cause for concern, because he's so young and he has plenty of time to obviously improve, but it feels like he's struggling. Hikaru thinks out loud and other players are intimidated by his knowledge. Keck W. Exactly, of course. How's it going, Trokar, by the way? I saw you said you couldn't donate. I apologize about that, but hope you're doing well, Trokar. I've played a lot of poker online and in person over the years. So classical, he's top level. I mean, this is just losing though. I mean, just e3 rook c7. I mean, this is just so basic. This is not even difficult, by the way. Yeah. Good morning, Hikaru. Hope you had a great 4th. I didn't really do a whole lot. I streamed for 9 hours and I went to bed. That's what I did. So anyway, so yeah. Don't you reveal too much though through your streams? Not really. No, I don't. No, not at all. Do I generally enjoy streaming? I love streaming. It's my job, and I'm lucky that I enjoy my job. I think something like, they said something like they said something like 80% of people hate their jobs or something. I think something like that. We're looking at a couple of the other games. Yeah, Vishy's game. Apparently Gucci Reza has made a mistake here. What did he do? Okay, so knight d2, knight f6, queen c2, a lot, knight g4. I mean, computer says this is much worse. I think this is worse, but I don't think this is like critically worse. I think this will still be a draw. I still think it's going to be a draw. Okay, moving on. The dude is, Nepo is not doing well, by the way. Nepo is struggling in a bad kind of way. He's down a pawn here. He's down a pawn. I mean, maybe he can still draw, but after queen e5, everything's hanging. Yeah. Goes to f2. Queen e5 still looks good. Okay, the dude is basically going to tickle Nepo here with some checks, and then eventually he's going to play queen e5. But this looks very bad. Maybe it's still a draw with perfect play, but it's not what you want if you're Nepo, that's for sure. Gucci Reza designed a bad game, exactly, but again, not great. Magnus, of course, Magnus plays E3 and it's just GG. Why not? Yeah, Gukesh has not been good now for a while. So, all right, so we're gonna get a win here for Magnus in round number 1. Let me pull up more tabs so we can take a look at more games. Okay, let me go back. Okay, what do we have? Wait, why am I getting round 10? I want round 1. Round 1. Let's move around. Let's pull up some other games. There are only five games, it looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at the other games too. So what do we have in the other games? We have Lupulescu and Saric. Lupulescu from Romania, Saric from Serbia, I believe. So we have a King's Indian on this bottom board. Now both these guys are quite low rated. Lupulescu is rated 2572 and Ivan Saric rated 2635. So, you know, I mean, not the strongest players in the world per se, but they still are strong grandmasters. Or sorry, he's from Croatia, sorry, not Serbia. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have a King's Indian. I mean, I would rather be black here with D's bishops. White is temporarily up a pawn, but there's probably something like bishop d4, rook g8, some kind of big attack on the king side, but it'll be an exciting game. So let's move along. How's it going? Me and she, how's it going? XQC juice. Yes, hope we're doing well. We have a game between Fettuccini is playing. I didn't realize Fettuccini was playing. Fettuccini is playing against Richard. Now they get a French, which is very interesting because Richard prepared the French for Ding Lorraine in the World Championship match against Nepo. So very interesting. Oh, me and she is Suzanne L. Okay, Suzanne L. Okay, cool. Okay, so we got some kind of weird anti-French closed. Okay. Okay, Fabiano has D's knight. Richard wants to put his knight on e5. Looks balanced to me. I don't know how I would judge this. I would say objectively it depends whether Fabiano can make use of this knight. If Richard's able to get rid of the knight, say you get some position like this, even where there's knight e5 or knight g5, I think long term Richard's gonna have some winning chances objectively, but we'll see. Okay, Lupulescu game, bishop d4. Let's go back to Magnus's game, and let's leave it here. No moves from Gukesh here. I think Gukesh is gonna lose. He sounded disappointed when he knew it was me. No, I'm not disappointed. Why would I be disappointed? Why isn't Richard at a higher level you coach Ding? Well, I'll give you guys another example. I'll give you my own personal example. And this is sort of another way that I've been a pioneer or an innovator in chess, is that there's one thing that you need from someone who helps you out in chess. One thing, which is basically they can give you the good preparation. It doesn't matter how they do it. If they can give you the preparation that gets you to the good positions and then you play the game, that's all you need. That's all you need. E3 was played in the game, by the way, to be clear. I'll refresh. But so, like, for example, Richard Rapport could be like 2000, but if he can get Ding Laurent to a winning position, that's all that matters, because Ding is the one who has to play the game. He takes over, and if Ding can play the winning position, of course Ding is a great player. He's going to win those positions. So the reason I bring that up is because for me, the trainer, the guy that I've worked with for a long time, his rating is about 2300. In fact, when I started working with him, it's pretty comical, but his over the board rating, I think, it was something like 1900 maybe. So when I was 2600, I started working with someone whose rating was 1900. But the reason I started working with him is because he's very good at understanding computer programs, understanding the evaluation functions, things of that nature. And his rating obviously has improved. He's now like 2350. He doesn't really play at all. But the point is that it's not about whether the trainer can play the positions. It's about what do they do. So like if you look at my trainer, he's very good at understanding computer programs. So he understands the computers, how they think, how they come up with these evaluations, and I get the good position. I'm the one who goes in the game and has to win the position, and if I can do that, that's good enough. So it's very much like what the trainers can do for you that will help. It's a cheap coaching. It was kind of actually really random and happenstance. It had nothing to do with being cheap. It was just like happenstance. So anyway, all right, so let's see, what else do we have? Okay, Vishy's game getting kind of sharp here. Vishy trying to attack Ali Reza here. The other game, Nepo's game, Nepo is really getting kind of aggressive here. I mean, he's played g4. This king looks really naked on g2. The pawns are very aggressive here. Does he play online? No, but he also, I mean, his preparation is very good. He's a very good opening. His preparation is very good in the openings, but there is also one other thing, which is, as far as Chris goes, his biggest weakness is that he can do great preparation, but he can't remember any of the computer lines to save his life. But that doesn't matter when it comes to me, because I have the ability to remember the lines. So even if he can't remember the lines himself when he tries to play chess, if I do remember the lines, so it's basically that's the thing. It's finding a complementary styles, and you know, what does the trainer do for you? So all right, back to the other games. Let's move Benjamin's board over here. Gukesh still thinking here. Gukesh's time management very poor in this game, very poor. For example, I would have used a lot more time in this position right around here before going into f3 g5. I would probably use like 3-4 minutes here to come up with an idea instead of just blitzing knight h4 f3, because it was very committal. That's position number 1. Position number 2, where I would have used a lot of time, was right here instead of blitzing out rook c3. I would have used a lot of time here trying to feel the position, trying to, you know, fill the flow, fill the momentum. But Gukesh's time usage not good, and now he's using time when it's too late, way too late. So if we go back here, I guess I can't see it, can I can't see it, but queen g6 played here. So if bishop f5, I guess queen h5, rook c8. With these pawns, this just looks horrible for white. Yeah, this is horrible position here for Gukesh. Yeah, so not a good start for Gukesh. Likely another loss. I think in the Global Chess League he scored something like 2 points out of 9. He had a very miserable Global Chess League. This is just not very good, not a good start. Very bad start. Moving along, what else do we have? Nepo's game. I mean, Nepo's game looks, I think Nepo has a chance to draw the game, but I think there also are issues. I checked his rating, it was 2100, not 2350. You're talking FIDE, not USF. My trainer's only played a handful of FIDE, like slow FIDE rated controls. He basically played only game 30, like what you call rapid chess, in Texas. That's all he played. So I think his USCF is like 2300, maybe a little bit above. But his FIDE rating, he has played like 2 FIDE terms in his entire life. So yeah. You get a4 here. Really bad for Nepo. I think Nepo's in real trouble. Yeah, I think my trainer's played like 2 classical FIDE tournaments in his entire life. I think that's it, like 2 tournaments. Like otherwise he's played game 30. That's all he's played. So okay, Nepo in real trouble. The king is very weak on g2. Of course, the other problem that Nepo has, if queens come off and you get some endgame like this is just losing because the rook is behind the pass pawn. So does he only train your teach kids? He only works with me. I mean, in the old days he used to write security papers, actually, because he is a bit of a computer guy. So he used to write like papers on, like, I think it was like infrastructure and computer security. Like I think he wrote some papers for like Red Hat and Microsoft back in the old days. But of course he doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, I think he wrote some papers. He wrote, I think he wrote a paper, like a long paper on like computer security for Red Hat. So that's what he did. Yeah. Of course, Red Hat doesn't exist anymore because they got bought out by, was it Salesforce? Who did Red Hat get bought out by? I think it was Salesforce, right? Or no, it was IBM. Was it IBM? It was IBM, actually. Never mind. So anyway, all right, king h7 played by the dude here, trying to put the king on a safe square here. Let's go back to Magnus's game. Magnus plays queen d7, perfect move, by the way. And we get rook c1 here. Again, not a great position for Gukesh. He's hoping to get the rooks to c7, even rook c8 here. I think even this endgame is bad, although, oh wow, if you go rook c8, there's some cheese, maybe, but we'll see. Anyway, so rook c8 is very good here for Magnus. By the way, also, you said bro thinks Hikaru. You know who thinks he is Hikaru is Magnus, not Gukesh. Because actually, it's funny. Ever since I started playing the Sicilian in St. Louis during the American Cup, I've suddenly noticed everybody and their brother is playing this. Also, the other thing is when I played this e5 bishop d6, I also innovated with this, and for a while after I played this bishop d6 in the Rossalimo, everyone including Magus started emulating me with this line. And also after I played G6 in Norway chess several times, suddenly everybody's playing G6 now as well. So it's actually everyone's emulating me. That's what they're doing right now. Everyone's trying to be like me. So that's my Pago. Anyway, back to the game. What do we have? Let me refresh the page. Waiting for a move here after rook C1. So all right, let's see what we get here from Cagnus. Bishop F5 move, Bishop G4 maybe a move. Not sure what else we'll get. Hikaru is feeling himself this stream. Oh, I feel very good. I feel very good. This will be misunderstood for sure. Maybe. Ego much? No, I'm kind of trolling. I'm also not trolling because one thing that people have never given me credit for though, is no one's giving me credit for my opening contributions to the game of chess. Which is one thing that is it's kind of interesting to note. Specifically, like for example, one of the biggest contributions I made was the Dutch defense. Like I made the Dutch really really playable again at the top level, like between like 2010 2012 13. I played the Dutch a lot of times. I made it fashionable again, but I never got any credit for it. And so I'm sort of joking, but it's also a situation where like my contributions to opening theory have been greatly underestimated actually in some ways. Is that why everybody has facial hair? Oh, are you saying that's my contribution? Like Magus has grown out his beard because of me? I don't think that's correct. But anyway, that's funny. So, okay. Waiting for a move from Magnus. Computer says Bishop B3 is winning. Now, Bishop B3 probably is winning, but it's not what you really want to do here because suddenly you feel like White's getting counterplay and easy moves. And so you either calculate this to the end and you realize that this is actually winning by force, or you find a much slower approach. And Magnus traditionally has been somebody who likes to just squeeze games, doesn't like, you know, he doesn't want to calculate a super concrete line where if you're wrong on one move, it's not winning. So I expected to play rook c8 here. I expect rook c8. Alirez is winning now. Wait, what? Let's go back. Oh, did Vishy blunder? What happened? Okay, so apparently this was really bad here, kind of somewhere around here. E5 was better than Bishop D4, but he goes for this. Get this. Oh, but rook C2's... Oh, apparently H3... Wait, H3 is just winning apparently? Why? Oh, you have rook C5. You sack the rook and you win the game. Oh, Alireza misses it and now it's equal again. Because now, yeah, computer says Queen B6 and now you lose the idea to take advantage of the pawn. I mean, it's the game goes on. But that was a very nice sacrifice with H3 and rook C5 to sack the rook. But Alireza misses it and the show goes on. Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy move to find, especially in a blitz game. But he missed it. So, okay, let's move along. Okay, what do we have here? So A2, you guys are saying is some kind of perpetual after rook G7. That's kind of dank. Okay, so let's go back to Magnus's game because I heard some sounds here. Okay, Magnus does actually take on B3, so he does take. Duda is winning, but he has no time. Yes, but Duda has a minute and a half, which is enough time to win. If Duda finds Queen B8, he will win this game because then he goes A2. It's not hard. Magnus too good now. I mean, Magnus is playing well. I feel like this is more Gukesh, which actually, you know what's weird about this game is that it feels like Gukesh was not well prepared, which is kind of surprising. I feel like Gukesh generally is well prepared for Sicilians and other openings. So, all right. Gukesh has been struggling quite a bit. He has, yeah. Oh, he's lost out of the opening many times in GCL. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Fabiano said Gukesh is top level openings. Yeah, I agree with Fabiano. That's actually why I'm surprised. I just installed Streamlabs and planned to test out stream myself, but got stuck to watch Hikaru stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. So once again, a big shout out to everybody who's watching on this fine Wednesday morning. Hope you guys are doing really well. We are covering the Grand Chess Tour, the Super Bet event being sponsored by the famous gambling company. So we're covering the Grand Chess Tour event that's being held in Zagreb, Croatia right now. I'm watching because nothing important to do. Only Up, I don't really want to play Only Up. I mean, I want to do one last speed run. I want to basically beat it without using any beds. It's the one last thing I want to do. But I don't know if I'm going to play it today. So probably not if I had to guess, but maybe I'll try to just play it today and get it completely out of my system. We have 5 games going. The other game is between Lupulescu 25-72 and of course Saric 26-35. Imbalanced position here. White's king a little bit loose on the H file. Congrats for reaching 60k on Kick. Yeah, thank you so much. Once again, even if you guys cannot subscribe, make sure to hit that follow button to follow the channel, get notifications when I go live. Also, for anybody who is interested in subscribing here on Kick, the split is 95.5. So if I were to get gifted 100 subs, for example, I would get after the stripe cut, I think it's $475 out of 500, or maybe it's 450. Whereas on Twitch, I would get 250 due to the 50-50 split, lowest split in the industry. I mean, I think it's going to be 70-30 again soon, but nonetheless, I think you guys get the point. Also, for everyone who's watching, I hope you guys are enjoying the ad-free experience. Surely those of you guys who are watching on Twitch coming over to Kick, you're like, you feel like something's a little bit different, something's you know, it's not quite the same. And that is the big difference, is that here on Kick there are currently no ads on the platform, so you will not be getting any ads whatsoever. All right, back to the chess. Okay, Gukesh plays rook c7, ale, all in. Thank you to Jono for the subscription. Thank you so much, Jono. Thank you so much to I Am Oven Mid for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much to I Am Oven Mid. Rook E8 played by Magnus. This is just over simply due to the pawns in the center of the board. They're just way too strong here. Way too strong. So, all right. I'm going to run ads anyway. Right, exactly. Does Hikaru watch football? Which football? You mean American football or European football? I don't know which one, but Magnus wins because the e5 falls and there's just no attack around his king. There's just no, and if you go bishop f6, you get ice skated after e2 check, king h1, queen to d1, and that's GG. Why not? King is stuck in the corner, so this is just GG. Why not? White can't take. Yeah, Magnus is not really, the thing is, Magnus is really only moves that Magnus has had to find. F4 is, I think actually in this game, F4 is the only one. I think F4 is the only difficult, maybe not difficult, but only move that's not obvious here in this entire game. Every other move from Magnus has been pretty much straightforward. All these moves out of the opening, all this stuff is standard theory, all normal, all forced. I mean, literally the only move that Magnus had to find in this game was F4. That's the only move that's kind of tricky. Otherwise, it's all been very straightforward. I mean, Queen d7, maybe not the most obvious move, but not difficult. And bishop takes b3 is the best move, but there were other ways to win too. Thank you so much to GM Magnus for the sub. Thank you so much to GM Magnus Carlson for subscribing. But yeah, so Magnus has not had to find difficult moves. Nepo, did Nepo lose it? Wait, let's go back to Nepo's game. What do we get? The dude played queen b8, goes a2, takes queen b1, and the dude is going to win the game. It's just GG. H6, you have queen g6, and no checkmate on g7. Everything is covered, and you're gonna make a queen here. Wow. Yeah, actually Nepo just getting sauced hard. Brutal. He'll play rook a7 here, hoping to keep the game alive, but we get rook a7. I think it's just check, right? Check. Queen h4. Wait, queen h4 was just winning. The king f3, you check, but I mean, I guess it all works. I mean, queen g1 works too, I guess, but wild. I know why I didn't go queen h4, but this is good enough, because if you go to h3, I take, and I win the rook here. And if you go to either f square, I just check and win the queen. So yeah, rough start for Nepo. Very rough start. Yeah, brutal. Not a good start for Nepo. Ali Reza has kind of messed us up against Vichy here. This is getting a little bit scary. Vichy has an extra pawn here on the queen side. I believe they play 3 games today, if I'm not mistaken. I can check the Grand Chess Tour schedule. Let me check. Let me check the schedule. It's actually easier to check it on Chess 24. Let me check on Chess 24. Let's see. So, they play 3 rounds today, you guys. 3 rounds. The next game will be at 10:45 and the third round will be at 12:15. So we're gonna be covering, I think, all 3 of these. Yeah. So all right. Do I lift weights at all? Not really, no. So waiting for a move from Ali Reza. Probably he will trade the queens here on d4 and trade the rooks. That's my guess. But let's see. Trade and probably rook a6 or takes and rook a6. I think this is going to be a draw. I think this will be a draw. GM Magnus and Hikaru not getting the gains. I've never been a big weight. I've never really been that big on weights, honestly. So that's just me. I've always been like more the cardio kind of guy. This probably will be a draw. Magnus's accuracy is not insane. Just to be clear, his accuracy is not insane. I know you guys are saying 98.5 is insane. It's not insane because the first like 15 moves, like all these moves up until f6 were theory. Like this is all standard. All these moves are for theory and or forced moves. No chance to play any other move. f6 is maybe slight. I mean, maybe f6 isn't natural, maybe, but f6 and f4 are literally the f6 and then f4, the only 2 moves that I would classify as not being obvious moves. Every other move is super straightforward. So every move is every other move is straightforward. So yeah, you guys are acting like it's very very wild, but it's not. It really is not that surprising. Now the one thing I did notice, Magnus a little bit low on time here, by the way, but he surely will go e2 and queen e3, which should just win on the spot. But he is a little bit low. He is a little bit low on time. So I mean, Gukesh maybe is a slight glimmer of hope here, maybe a very slight glimmer of hope. But I don't really expect him to find a way to survive this. We get queen f5 played here. White can trade the queens and play like rook c7 maybe. But you know, actually, you know what? I like queen f5 though. See, queen f5 is a move that you guys, this is gonna ruin Magnus's like 98.5% accuracy, like the perfect game, because it's nowhere near the absolute best move. But it's a very practical move, and from the standpoint that Magnus is getting a little bit low on time, and he's just going to trade into an endgame where with all these pawns in the center, it's just a very routine win, and he can play all the moves very quickly. So even though this move is going to ruin Magnus's like perfect game, it's a very good pragmatic and practical move here just to force an end game. That's very smart decision. I really like it. Would I move to Dallas if Florida keeps doing Florida things? Why would I move to Dallas? I mean, everyone talks about Florida and Texas as being the 2 places. Yeah, I went from 98.5 to 96%. Like, oh, the tragedy. I think f3 wins now though, because f3 takes fg2. There's just a mate on f1. Maybe you can block. Oh, but you can just sack. It's just very basic. Just bishop d4. I mean, yeah, I mean, just f3. This is not hard at all. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not surviving here. You're not surviving. Yeah. Not surviving here. No, I mean, Magnus is gonna win this game. Like I said, it's a pretty impressive game. I wouldn't get too like go too bananas over it, simply because there were only 2 difficult moves he had to find. That being said, what I am surprised about from this game is I'm very surprised by Gukesh's like I know his lack of preparation, lack of understanding in this game, but it just seems like he didn't really understand the themes in this Ross Limo, and it's a little surprising because I really do feel like Gukesh is a player who normally has very strong openings, and his opening this game just was not there at all. It just was not there, so it's interesting to note. But yeah, this is over. Of course, it's King H8 now of course, by forcing the king away, you even have Rook G8 here. You even to add insult to injury, there's now Rook G8 as well, and you lose on the G file on top of everything else. Like you lose everywhere, as though Queen F1 and Bishop D4 weren't enough. Now there's also Rook G8 as well. Yeah. So yeah. Who is Lubulescu? He is a player from Romania. He's the hometown player who's playing in the event. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Ali Reza is temporarily down a pawn. Vishy, if we get to an end game, Vishy's gonna have an outside juicer to run down the board. Probably still a draw, but we'll see. Okay, the dude won against Nepo Man. Oh, sorry, Lubulescu. Yeah, Superbet is based in Romania, so he's the player from Romania, and you have Serge from Croatia. One event was in Romania already, so I assume it's their way of getting a Romanian and a Croatian player in the tournament. I think it's because Superbet, the main sponsor, is in Romania. That's why. So what else do we have? We have a couple of games left. Lubulescu's game is going. Richie's game. Richie is playing Fabiano. What happened here? Let's get to the position. Okay, it looks like Fabiano is up a material. He's up a rook for a knight, so he's probably winning. There's also knight d6 with a family fork looming. This might be a draw, by the way, because this might lead to an end game like this, which could be a draw potentially. But let's get back to why is Gukesh's king on h4 exactly? Okay, yeah, this is not quite there. This is not where it's at. So yeah, so Gukesh loses. Magnus gets a win. Did Magnus make any mistakes though to ruin his accuracy any further though? Is what I wonder. I guess is Bishop f6 was wrong. By the way, Magnus further ruined his accuracy because Queen G2 is mate in 5, Bishop f6 is mate in 7. So Magnus probably with Queen G2, that means his accuracy probably wasn't that good. It probably killed his accuracy with that move. Let me click on review. Let's see. Okay, my chess.com says 97 still, even though he didn't play Queen G2. But anyway, all right. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so Magnus wins this game. Let's move around the horn. Alirez's game's still going. Okay, Dudaw's game is over. So basically we have 3 games going still. Let's see what Fabiano does here. All right. Oh, it was 92. I don't know if it was 97 or 92. On my computer it was 97, but it could be 92 on your computer. Yeah. I mean, Gukesh just he's been a little bit out of sorts. It feels like Bach versus Geary. We're covering that too. Like I said, we still have a classic Sonic the Hedgehog structure here from Anish with the pawns on e6, d6, b6, and a6. Basically, what you do is like a hedgehog. You try to be very passive. White can claim all the center. You almost have the Great Wall of China here with all these pawns in the 4th rank. But eventually, you have ideas like e5. If White doesn't go f4, White can maybe go g5 as well. So we'll see what Benjamin can do here. This is a very, very solid setup from Anish, though. Very solid setup. But yeah, so the other 3 games are still going. Okay, this game between Lubulescu and Serich will be a draw. Okay, what I said happened if in Fabiano's game, Richard sacked the queen for the 2 rooks. Probably a draw due to the opposite color bishops, but only Fabiano can win the game here. So let's see. I've had that hedgehog versus Roxy structure. It's hard to play, but it's also Yeah, it's hard to play from white. You need to get another 11 out of 11. I literally don't care, you guys. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm not really, it's not going to change anything. But the thing that's interesting is after I got the 11 out of 11, the following week I think I started out like 7 out of 7 or 8 out of 8. So I started off like very well in the week after the 11 out of 11. I think what Richie's going to do is go knight f1. He's going to say you shall not pass with the fortress, but it's very passive with the knight and bishop on g2 and f1 here. Yeah, it's very, very passive. I'm worried that long-term black can create the classic double A battery, although white can also reroute the knight to f3. What's the Pivo riot for? g5 played by Fabiano. Richie's very, very low on time here. Rook d5, maybe he plays it. Fabiano blundered here because now the knight's gonna get active. Like if you go here, or maybe not though. Knight d2, queen e1, knight f1. Hard to judge. Get h4. Actually, h4, by the way, very good move from Richard. This should be a draw now because after takes here and takes, black has no pawns left. A queen and a bishop versus a rook, bishop, and knight is a draw theoretically. I don't think I'm playing Arena Kings. I'm probably just going to cover this instead. I did complete only up. I did, yes. I mean, I might play it one last time before uninstalling it, try to beat the game without the beds, but that's all I would do. I don't know. Where's the video? The video of the one where I beat it on stream is on I think it's on our second YouTube channel, more GMHikaru. Maybe it's not yet there, but it will be there. I mean, Gucci drew his game. Alireza drew his game, so we get the draws. So let's go back. Let's take a look. So we have only one game remaining, which is the game of Fettuccini. So yeah, this is the last game we have remaining between Fabiano and Richard here. Should be a draw. Rook, bishop, and knight versus queen and bishop is a draw here. I mean, maybe you go c4, maybe you just don't care and you play king h2. But I saw it live, so I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this should be a draw. Carbonara versus rigatoni. That's not a good comparison because isn't rigatoni a type of pasta noodle, whereas carbonara is like a specific type of sauce? Am I crazy? Yeah, rigatoni is a type of pasta noodle, and rigatoni is a type of pasta noodle, and carbonara is a type of sauce. So yeah, that's not a good comparison. No, there are 3 rounds today, which is why we're covering it. It was just 1 round, I wouldn't cover it live, but there are 3 rounds, so that's why we're covering it. Yeah, rigatoni is a type of pasta. This game is going to be a draw. I mean, this game will be a draw just because opposite color bishops, and as I said, even if you were somehow, let me just set this up, like even this position, the game goes on, but I think according to table bases, this is supposed to be a draw. Let me check in table base actually. Whoa, thank you so much Trokar for the 10 gifted subs. Appreciate it. It's a Zeggy table basis. Let me load this. Let me just set up a random position here, like this position. Let me see. Let's set this up. Let's see what is. So it's white's king is here. Black is a queen on c4, bishop d6, king g6. White is a rook on f3, bishop h3, knight f1. Side white to move. Let me change the scene so you guys can see it. And computer says this is a draw with either knight g3 or king g2. This is a draw with white to move, with black to move. Whoa, with black to move, queen e2 is winning. Oh my god, you guys, after queen to e2 here, let me go back to the game. After queen to e2, black is winning by force in 187 moves, you guys. So yes, if you get this position here, black is winning in 180. It's a forced win in 187 moves, you guys. Duh, of course. So those of you guys who are new to chess, who don't understand what I'm saying, there are endgame table base where with a certain number of pieces left on the board, it's hard solved. So we know what the perfect moves are and what the solutions are. So in this position, after queen to e2 here, this is a forced win for black in 187 moves after rook to e3. Yeah, it's a forced win. Chess.com is table bases in the top right. Wait, what where? Where's table bases? There's no table bases here. Oh, there's table base. Wait, what? Wait, it says it's a draw. Huh? What's the huh? I don't understand this, but whatever. Doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. So back to the game. Let's keep going. What do we have not had more moves here. Okay, Richard got the rook to f7. Now after rook f3, actually if anyone's better, maybe white's better here, because now you have knight f5 even. I think Richard might win. Maybe I'm crazy for saying this. I think Richard might win this game. Now. It's crazy. I think it's a draw because of 50 move rule, but I'm not sure. If anyone can win, it's Richie, because now the bishop, you've got the classic wooden shield which holds everything, and you have a bastion. Like, only white can possibly win now. Richie might win this game. I don't think he will, but he could win this. This gives vibes of game 6 Nepo versus Carlsen. Exactly. Totally. Superman's cape. No chess today. I'll be playing a little bit later on. Of course I will be. So, all right. Moves are coming fast and furious. Okay, Fabiano goes bishop e7. Oh my god, king g4 wins. Oh no, Fabiano got himself checkmated. Oh no, Fabiano got his king check. He got his king checkmated. Oh my god. I literally said maybe Fabiano will find a way. Oh my god. Oh my god, your king is boxed by the knight and the bishop. And if you go king h7, I check and mate you on h6. King still can't go anywhere. Oh my god. I mean, I literally call it. I'm like, if anybody can win, it's Richie. Like, Richie might win. And sure enough, what happens? No chat on screen. I mean, I don't have chat on the scene. I could put chat on the scene if you want it, but where is chat? I don't think I've ever had chat on the scene. So 1 second. Let me change it. Okay, 1 second. Where was it? Where's chat? Doom. I mean, I could put chat on this, I guess, but I mean, I don't know if I really want to. I mean, I can put it up here, I guess, if people want it, but yeah. Yeah, I'll put chat on, I guess. Why not? No reason not to. Maybe I should make it a little bit bigger though. Maybe like this. It's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, that's good enough. Put on box team. Sure, of course I can. I don't know. It's something to have. Yeah, bishop e7 crushed it. Fabiano lost. Yeah, brutal loss from Fabiano. Very unfortunate. So as we recap what happened, so Magnus won his first game against D Gukesh. I'll change the scene just so you guys can see what I see. Yeah, so we have Magnus beat Gukesh. Very impressive game. Dudok crushed Nepo. Nepo still maybe filling the world championship blues a little bit. Anand and Ferrugia drew. Richard Rapport wins against Fabiano, and of course Serge and Lupulescu draw their game. Very difficult. So it is what it is. All right, so let's go back to boxing. Let's cover this for a little bit. This of course is a classical game of chess, so it's a much slower game between Bach and Anish. Now this is a 2-game mini match. This is of course the Dutch Chess Championship. Anish won a very impressive game against Benjamin yesterday with the white piece. If Anish can win today, he will move up to number 4 in the world in the live rankings on 2700 chess. So just to show you guys this too, right now currently you have Anish Giri at 2777.9, gained 2.9 for beating Mr. Benjamin Bach yesterday. If he wins again, he gets another 2.9. He will, I think, surpass Ding Loren and Nepo will win today and move up to number 4. So big chances here for Anish today. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's keep going. When I swear I saw the same position when we started covering a report game. Yeah, streamer in second. Yeah, I mean I'm very proud to be number 2 in the world, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot because obviously I just play chess for fun. I play chess for fun. They're coming for me. I literally don't care. It was like what people were always saying when they were saying when Fabiano was like getting close to passing me during the previous event in Romania. They're like, oh, you must be worried, it's like game on with Fabiano, blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't care, you guys. Fabiano passed me. I literally don't care. I'm a streamer. If I maintain number 2, I maintain number 2. If I don't, I don't. Like, who gives a flying fridge? Yeah. All right, waiting for him now. It's a very tricky position here in this hedgehog structure because basically if white goes f4 after e5 and takes, suddenly this e4 pawn becomes a big weakness with b5 b4, pressure on the c file, pressure on the e file as well here. So for that reason, you don't really want to go f4, but you bring up every second. I don't actually. It's just chat mentions it. Chat's the one mentioning it, so I'm responding to what chat says. I don't know what you're saying. A flying fridge, yeah. And there probably is a flying fridge somewhere in only up. I don't know. But anyway, so white doesn't really want to go f4. At the same time, black doesn't want to play e5 without f4, because if you do that, then suddenly I get this knight on f5 and your pawns become weak. So it's a very tricky position here for both sides. White doesn't want to go f4 e5. Black doesn't really want to play e5 either. So it's all about e5 b5 d5, these 3 pawn pushes for black, and whether white can get f4 or h4 and expand on the king side. So very tricky position. If it wasn't for COVID, you'll literally care. Yes, if it wasn't for COVID, I would care probably, but if not for COVID, I think probably my world rank would be a lot lower than it is now. Actually, COVID was very beneficial for me, very beneficial for my chess. It let me reset my life basically. So yeah, that's the, I mean, COVID effectively it basically reset my life, and that was very much a good thing. You're number 3 on Kick right now. I don't care, you guys. I just stream, I do my work, I put my head down, I stream, and I work. That's what I do, and I bring you guys the content that you want. And he plans to stream chess with Dr. Disrespect. If he wants to do something, absolutely I can do something. I was really hoping to do something with X in the near future. I'm not sure though with X. He doesn't seem to be streaming that much on Kick yet, so he's probably just getting into it. You're constantly getting more viewers on Kick now. Yeah, of course. I mean, we had 5K the other day when we were covering the Bullet Crawl. Numbers have been going up. I'm pretty happy about it. It's been great. But like I said, at the end of the day, you put your head down, you do the work, and that's that. I mean, like because I think it's very easy to get jaded. It's like a lot of people on my first stream when I had 2,000, maybe like sub 2,000 people watch it, like it's sub 2,000 wash streamer, dead streamer, he made this kick, he supports gambling, it's all over for him, blah blah blah. But of course I'm still streaming chess, I'm doing what I've always done, and I'm having a good time, and I just don't worry about those things. If you put out good content, the viewers will come eventually. That's all there is to it. So that's the bottom line. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they just like they really don't understand the name of the game. So anyway, all right, what do we have? Bishop a1, bishop a8. Still waiting for now. As I said, this is classical chess. This is the problem with classical chess, is like, here we are watching this game. The game is actually a pretty hype game. Like, it is objectively exciting because we're gonna get fireworks somewhere in the next like 20-30 minutes. But on the other hand, we have to sit here and wait. It's like you have to sit and wait. It's like, yeah, I mean, I can get my coffee, I can go out, get a sandwich, but there's a good chance we're not going to see the next like 2 to 3 moves are going to be played in drips. We're going to see like 10-minute things by both sides at least before we get the moves, and that's the thing. That's the problem with classical chess. Can I play blitz? We're going to play blitz a little bit later on, absolutely. Now I don't know if I'm going to play blitz or I'm going to cover the 3rd round of this. I'll make a decision, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's just it is the problem with classical chess. It is the problem. I think classical chess, you know what I feel about classical chess? I think classical chess should be done where it's game in probably like 1 hour, a little over 1 hour. 1 hour, a little over 1 hour is probably what I think it should be for an entire game. I think the 2 hours on secondary or 3rd time controls where you get more time is just probably a little bit too much in the modern age as far as sponsorship and viewership are concerned. So that's my general take. But yeah, what about Arena Kings? I may play. It's going to depend. If Magus is 2 out of 2, there's 100% I'm covering round 3 because he has a chance to go 3 out of 3. So anyway, okay, well, the next games, they have not started. Let me pull up round 2 here. Let me just get all the boards reset to round 2. Let's just get this all reset. Okay, I'll pull up the games. This 1, 2, 3, and then pull this one up. This will be board 4, round 2. Sorry if I'm taking a little bit of time here. This will be round 5, round 2, board 5. There we go. All right, so let's get back to box game here. So yeah, the next round should be starting at 10 minutes. I'm guessing it'll be more like 20 minutes because I think there is a 10-minute time delay. But yeah, all right, you guys, we would rather watch you play than you cover Magnus. If Magnus on 2 out of 2, people want to see that, I think, but we'll see. Anyway, rook to e3 where I don't know where you're saying rook e3, but round 2 starts soon, so I guess we'll leave it here, just chill for a little bit. Anand is alive. Vishy is a very, very strong player. So yeah, what more needs to be said? Very, very good player. I will play only up later probably, but I just want to do one last completion of it with no beds, and then I think I'm just going to uninstall the game forever, and that's that. But so classical chess is not meant to be watched. You throw it up and go about your day. Yeah, I beat the game. I'll probably do one last one with no beds, and that's no beds, basically like none of the skips, and that's that. But we'll see. Anyway, okay, waiting for a move here in this game. We got rook e2 from Benjamin. Apparently not the best one. I think the reason it's not is because now black can try to go knight g6 and e5, and like if you get some position like this, if black gets his knife on f4, this knight is really, really strong. And if you go like rook e1, knight g6, even something like this also is really ugly. This knight on f4, very, very powerful here. More people want you to play only up than chess. I know only up is the it game right now. It's the hot game, but I feel like it's going to start waning pretty soon. I mean, Distortion uninstalled the game. I think he's done playing it. Obviously is the world record. He got sub 17. I think he's done. He was obviously the biggest streamer because he was streaming every day trying to set the new record. I think it's going to fade within the next week. That's my guess. I did get a sub 1 hour, but it wasn't on stream. I did get a sub 1 hour last night, but it wasn't on stream. So I kind of regret doing that, but whatever. I wanted to practice some last night, and then I was like, I got to the point, it's like, okay, well, either I'm doing well, do I stop and then just like try to do it on stream, or do I just like finish it off? And I just decided to finish it off. No proof. No, I did though last night. Yeah. No, but see, because the thing is, you know what I probably should do is I probably should download the trainer. If I wanted to do it the serious way, I'd download the trainer and practice everything off stream. But like it feels too cheap to me to download the trainer and just skip around the map and do that. So it's like, yeah, I mean, my way of training is just boot up the program and play it. That's my way of doing it. But should I do it? I don't know. Yeah. You can practice dragon and save so much time. Well, that's the point of downloading the trainer. But to me, it's like I'd rather just play the game. I'd rather just play the game, and then then when you get to the critical moments, then play around with it and go back down, just go back up, do it again. I know it's really cheap. You shouldn't do it. You probably just download the trainer to save hours, but whatever. Anyway, all right. I mean, probably it's just like people would have noticed even before I beat the game the other day. I was playing only up off stream even before I beat the game because I was basically trying to get to some of the critical points and just basically practice there. So, all right. Okay. Waiting for a move here from Anish. 95, maybe d5, maybe e5. Master Chef we will start covering. Why don't you play more serious openings online? Fun fact, you guys, if you play all the games that you play online end up in the chess databases. So if I play my best openings online, those games will end up in the database when people are searching for my games before I play professional events. So I have to have a separate set of openings that I play off stream versus on stream, because otherwise people will see the game. So the games all get saved into the databases, so I'm screwed if I show my best openings. Yeah, people don't realize that, but you can't. All the games get saved. But anyway, all right, so this game will end pretty soon. We're gonna get back to the Grand Chess Tour in a second. Professional events, what is that exactly? Yeah. Okay, no moves yet in this game. No moves yet. Who won MasterChef? Yeah, the one won. We'll watch MasterChef later today. We'll start season 3. But for right now we're covering chess. That's the plan. That's just the bottom line. Play a6 and a3 like Max. I have done that on and off in Title Tuesday. But okay, let's see. Okay, round 2 has not started yet, so so we'll just leave it here on the Anish game, I guess. Then we have GG, why not? Maybe I'll do a puzzle rush or two. Let's do a puzzle rush or two while we wait for the next round. Yeah, let's do a puzzle rush or two. Let's do a 3-minute puzzle rush. Let me change the scene. The game should be starting at 3 minutes, by the way, so I just want to see if I can get like a 60 maybe. Checkmate. 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 Whoops. 6 takes. Checkmate. 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 King G7, just take the rook and push. Let's snipe. I guess it's just E4 and just take the bishop. Block takes. It's good. Check, checkmate. There we go. That's winning. Checkmate. Checkmate. Pretty straightforward. Did I miss a mate? I didn't see it. I didn't miss a mate, did I? That's mate. That's good. Check, take the rook. Take, push. That's good. There we go. That wins. That's good. What is this? Black pawn's going up the board. That's good. That's good. That's good. There we go. There should be takes, check takes. That's good. That's good. That's good. Wait. Good. That's good. What is this? It's good. Okay, there should be a mate somehow. Wait a second. That's good. Okay. Mate, that's good. There we go. That's good. That's good. Good. This black's playing win. That's good. Okay. That's good. This is gonna get me stuck. Yeah, I don't have time now. Oh, was it bishop g4? Yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time. Oh, it's just knight e4 and bishop b4. Whatever. My highest I've gotten 60. I was a little bit too slow, somewhere in the middle there. I was too slow, I think, at the start. But it is what it was. Still pretty good though. 51 with none wrong. It's pretty good. Not great, but good enough. All right, so back to the Grand Chess Tour. Let me change the scene, of course. Yeah, that was pretty good though. 51 with none wrong. What 60? I never get past 10. Yeah. Actually, in 3 minute, maybe it's not. Maybe no, in 3 minute, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not 60. I feel like I've gotten in 3 minute, maybe I've gotten like 55 or 56. I don't think I've gotten 60 in 3. Maybe in like 5 minutes I have. But anyway, all right, back to chess. No more moves in this game, so we're just chilling for a few more minutes till the Grand Chess Tour begins. One more till it starts. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do a 5-minute one. Let's do a 5-minute one. Okay. There we go. Takes. Because in 5 minutes I should be able. Whoops, I should be able to get 60. I assume. Wait, let me refresh this. Actually, let me. Oh no, okay, it's back. Good. Okay, there we go. I lost time there, but who cares? There we go. Checkmate. Check. My mouse is not working great, but it's good enough. Oh, well, yeah, what's this? Oh, the game's just started, by the way. Let's go, mate. The games have started, just for anyone who's wondering. That's what the sounds are from. Good. Checkmate. It's mate. We'll get to the games in a second, you guys. Take the bishop. That's good. Good. Mate. There we go. What is this? Good. Checkmate, that's good. Good. Take the bishop, that's good. That's good. We will cover the Grand Chess in a second for anyone who's wondering. Wait. Queen d5, queen f4, king h1. I knew that was wrong the second I played it. Oh, that's so frustrating because I knew it was wrong. Okay, let's pawns. Okay. Let's mate. There we go. 47 with 2.5. Whoa, I guess it takes. Well, I was not expecting that puzzle to go on. That's mate, that's good. Okay, there's some kind of mate here. Checkmate. There we go. Okay, so somehow you mate here. I've got 52. 53, that's good. The heck is this? What the fridge is it? Oh, is this? Okay, crazy puzzle. 54. Okay, let's see. Queen d1 or rook b8? I don't know what that puzzle. That puzzle. I don't know what it is. Okay. Unfortunate. Okay, let's go back to the chess. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, let's move along. Let's see, where's Magnus's game? Let me unmute this tab. Okay, that was unfortunate. Let me change the scene, of course, and here we go. Yeah, Puzzle Rush is not the best way to learn quicker, by the way, to be clear. It's not. It's not the best way. Okay. Oh my god, Magnus is playing Sarah. She's playing one of the weakest players in the tournament. Okay, so Magnus with the white piece. We got a classic English opening. He plays this like, I think Gukesh was playing this quite a bit in the Speed Chess Championship as well, this whole like b3 d3 stuff. This event is a 9-round tournament. It's 9 rounds of rapid chess and then 18 rounds of blitz. They play twice as many blitz games as rapid. You play with white and black in blitz, and the scoring is traditional. I think in the rapid you get twice as many points. So if Magnus runs it up here in the rapid, he's going to win this event quite easily. But so far pretty normal, nothing too crazy. Let's move around the horn. Dudah's game against Ali Reza looks really weird. What is this, some kind of Grunfeld? Bishop d2 c5, this old Grunfeld line. So this is something that I looked at a long time ago. I haven't looked at this recently. But I think knight f6 is wrong. No, it's bishop e. I think you're supposed to go for some crazy sack line, right? Or no, maybe not. Wait a second, I need to think about this. Bishop e6, queen b7. Huh. Something about this looks wrong. I don't remember what's wrong, but something looks wrong about the position. But anyway, all right, let's move along. Let's see. Vishy's game against Richard Rapport. This looks like some kind of Alapin, or it's Ross Limo turned into a French defense. Interesting. We have Nepo versus Nepo versus Gukesh. This looks like some kind of weird bunk. Okay, we got a London system from Gukesh in round 2. Okay, not super exciting. we'll see what happens. The other game is Fabiano versus Lupulescu. Fabiano obviously lost in round 1 to Richard, so he needs to win this game to get back into it. Queen's Gambit declined opening here. Pretty normal so far. And of course, that's all 5 games. All right, so I'm gonna go use the restroom very quickly. I'll be right back. Almost out of coffee, but I'm gonna go use the restroom really quickly, and we'll be right back in 1 second. So just give me a minute. All right, you guys, so do we get any more moves? Not really, right? We're somewhere around here. I think we've got like 2 or 3 moves. So we got this position. Magnus plays f4, trying to open up the king side. He also wants to move the knight. We also have the double fee on Cheeto. The bishop's on b2 and g2. So what white's trying to do is put pressure in the center with like knight d5, open up the scope for the double ops. And I think Magnus is a good position. I don't think it's like winning or anything, but I think he is going to win the game just because of the lack of counterplay for black in this position. This is like quasi prep. This is a new idea that Magnus has been playing quite a lot recently. So it's kind of like a system that you just play in Rapid or Blitz and you just try to play chess. So I like the idea. I like the idea. I think it's quite reasonable for Magnus. Serge won last year versus Magnus. That is true. I think it was the last round when Serge beat him. Serge also beat Magnus in the Chess Olympics in 2014 in Norway. So Serge is a dangerous player, a little bit past his prime. He almost beat Magnus in the Chess Champions Tour as well, just last month. So very, very strong player, not to be underestimated, but it is what it is. So all right, let's see. Do I think someone was asking another question? I missed it. Okay, anyway, all right, so we keep going. Let's move around. Let's see, this game between the dude and Farouj is still going. The dude off to a good start, by the way, 1 out of 1 so far. So the dude doing well. It looks like he apparently is a very nice position here. He's just sitting on an extra pawn here. It can go knight a4, knight b6. Looks great for the dude. All right, what else? Vichy versus Richard, pretty standard. How was my 4th of July? I didn't do anything, you guys. I was really tired. I was really tired last night after the stream. I think you guys probably could tell during Title Tuesday, and I just went to bed. So do I play any gacha games? You mean like Genshin Impact? I played a lot of Genshin Impact. In fact, until Only Up came around, it was my second most played game. But nowadays I play now, I mean, I'll probably get back to Genshin at some point, but Only Up's been my latest thing. I'll probably play some Street Fighter soon, because Street Fighter 6 came out, I think, at the beginning of June, so probably I'll play that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, I gotta get my food. I just finished heating up. Yeah, and obviously I'll be playing Street Fighter, because I bought this too, for anyone who's looking. like, yeah, so I bought this. So yeah, I bought a controller, so I'll be playing I'll be playing some other games soon. Let me just leave this. Oh, where do I want to leave this? Yeah, anyway, all right, is that for my submersible? Too soon, you guys. Too freaking soon. That's not funny, you guys. That's not funny. That's not funny, you guys. That's too soon. Too soon for that joke. Way too soon. Way too soon. First time I watched your stream, I did not know you changed the kick. Why'd you do so? I stream on both, but I stream primarily on Kick, but I do stream on Twitch. Is it too soon too? Yeah, not funny, you guys. Not funny. I can control. The joke is the submarine that exploded, you guys. The submarine from Ocean Gate. Basically, they were controlling it with like a $30 controller. What controller were they controlling it with, by the way, you guys? Was it like Logitech, or which one was it? It was a Logitech. Jeez. You are freaking submersible submarine. People are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to the bottom of the ocean, and you have a $30 friggin' controller. Like, are you friggin' kidding me? I mean, it's just that's so insane. US military uses Xbox too. I mean, I don't even know what to say. That's all. Nothing to say. Anyway, all right. So let's see. My camera is slightly overexposed. Yeah, I mean, it's when I have the light on. I mean, I can turn the light off too, but I mean, I always have it on. I can just turn the light off. Like if I turn the light off, it looks it looks much better. It's just a matter of the lighting, whether the pineapple's on. That's the thing. If the pineapple's not on, it's completely fine. So yeah, I'll leave the pineapple off today then. So all right. So Magnus has a decent position here. Some stress in the black position. We have the classic double fianchetto for both sides here. So a lot of stress in the center of the board here. Lot of stress here. Everyone has ideas. Being left-handed is simply better. Yeah, I mean, it's like for baseball, like my throwing arm, I am a lefty. Okay, not many more moves in the Dudok game. Let's move around. Normal. This Nepo game is really out of control. Okay, so what's going on? Bishop A5 played here by Nepo. Apparently Nepo's losing here after knight D2, by the way. Computer thinks that it's just lost. It's like plus 1.3. Wow. And the other game between Fabiano and Lupulescu looks really weird. Lupulescu's pushed P on the king side. Fabiano has a wooden shield. I feel like this has gone kind of wrong. Like you just go H3 to move the bishop back, and this wooden shield is really good. I don't like this. Why is Nepo moving so fast? I think Nepo literally doesn't care, and he doesn't want to think for long periods of time. That's all that I can think about. Because again, he's got 2450. I think the first loss might have tilted Nepo. Actually, to be honest, I think the first loss tilted him. I think the first loss they just tilted him. He's like, okay, fudge this. Like, who cares? I'm just gonna move fast. I don't want to think. I don't want to do anything now. So anyway, he's always fast, but I think the first loss tilts him to where he's just moving instantly. Nepo sick of chess, very possible. Okay, so Magnus goes rook e1. I think Magnus wants to go e4 and create true chaos in the center of the board. Pretty good position, I would say, for Magnus. Hard to play for black too, because like he takes, which I think is the start of a wrong plan. Yeah, now I think something bad's going to happen after e4. There's so much chaos here, and white has more space. And there's going to be, yeah, this is going to get really ugly in a hurry. Yeah, this is going to get really ugly after c takes d5. Magnus is going to win this game. Like 97 e4. This is horrible for black. Horrible position. Magnus will win. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, now Gukesh did play knight d2 against Nepo, so Gukesh doing well here. Enjoy your meal. Oh, I'm enjoying it. I have my classic it's like the yakitori style fried rice from Costco. Yeah, it's the yakitori style Japanese fried rice from Costco. That's what it is. Magnus beat Gukesh in round 1. Let's see what Fabiano does here. Probably he'll go bishop h2 to keep the bishop on the board, I would guess. Sounds great. It's good. It's pretty cheap. It's just like a 6-pack. But anyway. Yeah, it's rice. Probably bishop to h2 will be played here. I'd be surprised if it's not the move. Box game still going, not a whole lot happening there. Okay, Sarge took it, now he's thinking. I'm kind of confused why he's suddenly thinking. Maybe he's going to try to go knight b4, but then knight c3 guards both of the pawns, so the knight can't capture. I don't know why he took quickly, and now he's thinking. He should have used time and then decided to take the knight or not take. Instead he takes right away, and now he's thinking. But hi Hikaru, my exam results are coming tomorrow. Could you wish me all the best? If they're coming tomorrow, you already took the test, so it's already been predetermined whether you have a good result or a bad result. This is over the board chess, yeah. Me wishing you luck can't change anything. The die has already been cast. No, the die has already been cast. So, do I have a YouTube? I do. It's GMHikaru. Yeah, after knight c3, I think it's really, really good for Magnus. I don't really know what. I know what Serich intends to do. So, all right. Anyway, back to the other games. Let's see. Gukesh versus Duda, or Firouzja versus Duda. Looks like Firouzja is in trouble here. Duda just has an extra pawn on c5. So if Duda gets a castle, he's just going to win the game basically because this extra pawn that Alireza sacked or hung on move number 5. So it's not looking good for Firouzja. It's pronounced Serich. I mean, I know the CH sound, like I'm well aware of that, because there are quite a few European players. Same thing where it's like this ch, it's not, the C becomes a ch sound. But yeah. All right. What do we get from Richie? Richie's still thinking. Okay, Nepo's game getting weird. Bishop G2 apparently a blunder. Knight takes E4 is supposed to be really good, but he doesn't do it. How many languages do I speak? In terms of fluency, I mean, I don't know these days where my Italian's at. It used to be very good, but generally just American. Yeah. Let's see what Nepo will do here. Can't take the bishop e4. You could go knight d7 though. Pretty standard. Okay, nothing too crazy. Waiting for a move from Magnus. I'm surprised he's thinking here, and he's not playing knight c3 right away. Aren't you from Japan? No, I grew up in the US, you guys. I was born in Japan, but I grew up in the US. I came to the US when I was 2 years old after my parents separated. So I grew up in the US, but my mom is American, of course. So I am also a hafu, as they say. So anybody who's wondering, I mean, I could run for president if I wanted to. Not that I will, but I could. Interesting. Magnus thinking here. Very interesting. You can run for president if you're born to a naturalized American citizen, which is the exact reason both John McCain and Ted Cruz were able to run for president, even though neither of them were born in the US. Just to be clear for anybody who doesn't realize that, Ted Cruz was born in Canada and he ran for president. So it depends whether you're born to someone who's a naturalized American citizen or not. So yeah, so I could run, but I have no intention of running. But anyway, waiting for a move from Magnus here. Goes e4, very interesting. He does not play knight c3. Goes for something more calculated and aggressive. Interesting. I guess the point is that now Serich has to capture the pawn. If he doesn't capture, again, his knight's getting trapped. So you play h6, a3. Uh-oh, your knight is dead. Your knight is completely glued. You go here, rook a1, bye-bye, horsey. I'm eating some Japanese style yakitori fried rice from Costco. Comes in like a 6-pack, I think, from the when I went and bought it. Vigi's game kind of slow. I think I'd rather be a report here due to the isolated pawn. He's gonna move the queen and then go knight d5, and you get some position like this with the isolated pawn. I'd probably prefer to be black, but white is doing okay. FIDE president, no shot, you guys. No shot, bucko. Okay, more moves. What? Ooh. Oh, if takes, you take. Ooh. This is gonna get wild here. Takes. This is gonna get very wild, actually. Now, computer likes bishop c8 here, which is a very tough move to play. Computer likes bishop c8, but hard move to play. Very hard move to play here. I expect Sarah should take the knight on f4. Am I eating rice in the morning? Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but in Japan, it's very common to eat rice in the morning. It's very common. There are a couple things that like there's natto, which is the fermented soybeans. That's one thing that I grew up eating a lot of. Natto, there's also like you can just eat it with the furikake, which is the seasoning, like the sesame flakes and everything. Actually, no, it's bonito. So it's just like, but yeah, it's like sesame and everything. Also, sometimes you if you're really traditional in Japan, you eat you eat rice with like I forget what it is. Is it egg or is stuff like that too, like raw egg? Thank you AJ Whip for the subscription. So yeah, I mean eating rice in the morning in Japan is very common, very common. But yeah, all right. Oh yeah, also another thing is like is egg rice, where you use like the special Japanese eggs and you eat that. You mix the eggs together with the rice and you eat that. That's also another one of my favorite things too. So yeah, there are a lot of Japanese dishes for breakfast that have rice. Yeah, see, I knew he was going to take bishop c8 is just not a human move here. So let's see what we get now. I do think Magnus is going to win here, by the way, because there's going to be a big imbalance. All right, sorry you guys are just eating my food. I think what Magnus wants is he wants a big imbalance where he has two pawns to push up the center of the board. There is a very big imbalance here. I think you have to go queen g5 though, because if white gets the pawns rolling, you just lose. I like what Magnus is doing, by the way, from the standpoint that I think that he's playing for the big imbalance, and Sherich has to really figure out what to do. He does play queen g5 relatively quickly, which I do like. Go Naka, we love you here in Orlando, Florida. Thank you so much. Appreciate light love. I'll be in Orlando in about a month or so, or no, a little bit more than a month, like more like 2 months. But yeah, I'll be in Orlando fairly soon. So no, I mean it's a great place to be. Great place to be. Hikaru, we need a long sage beard. That's a good one. Get queen b2, king g8 played. Apparently queen b2 is not the best move for Magnus, but by the way, the thing is, if white goes king h2, you can actually go check and just say I'm offering you draw, Magnus. It's your decision. So let's see what Magnus does here. Am I coming back to California anytime soon? I'll be in California at least once or twice more before the end of the year. I don't know when exactly, but I'll be back in California at some point. Well, I do a fan meetup in Europe. Very unlikely at this point. Again, since I'm no longer a professional chess player, I don't generally travel to Europe that frequently. I mean, if I was a little bit more active as a chess player, I probably would spend more time in Europe. But no, I mean, I'll probably be in Germania at some point. I don't know when exactly. I'll probably be in Germany, but I mean, who knows? So, all right, waiting for a move here. Let's see what Magnus does. King h2. Or queen e5 or queen f2 actually now just isn't a good move. So Magnus has to go queen e5 or king h2. If he goes king h2, it's sort of saying I'm okay with a draw. Queen e5 is the other move that I think he could play here. Alemania, yes, I'm aware of Alemania. That's Germany in Espanol and in Italian. Actually, sorry, not Italian, but in Spanish. Yeah. Would I accept an invite to the Starship Moon? What is Starship Moon? Starship Moon trip. What is this? Oh, is this SpaceX? Is this going to is this the Mars mission? Or no, if you fly a single circumlunar trajectory around the moon. Nah, it doesn't excite me. If it was Mars, maybe, but not to go to not to go around the moon. That just seems cheesy. Vishy's game is still going. We have a few more moves. I'm not liking it, by the way. I'm not liking Vishy's position, although apparently Richie's made some mistakes here. Okay, Magnus's game, Queen E5 play. That's what I expected. It's getting hard to play though for Sherrich, because Rook E8's the only move, and after Queen C7, Rook F7, Queen D6, it's hard to play, hard to figure out what you're supposed to do. It's only 250k tickets, light work for Hikaru. Nah, that's not my thing. Vishy clap W. Apparently this is actually quite bad. Probably it's because you can't grab the juicer, because there's some trick like Knight C4 and Rook E3 or Rook C1. Yeah, actually after Knight C4 you're trapping your pokey main, like Rook D8, Bishop E3 or Bishop E5. You're trapping her. So yeah, if you can't take the pawn here, then this is pretty bad. Mars is like 8 years away. Hikaru spending the next 16 years to blunder on Mars, maybe. All right, what else? Ollie Rez's game. Ollie Rez, by the way, just losing, just flat out losing here if Knight C5 is played. Vishy at 53 playing top level. I think for Vishy it's the same thing that I have going on, where he's not playing every turn under stun. It means that he can do preparation for specific events. He can stay very fresh, and that's making a huge difference for him. Some people got mad at me when I said this during the GCL, but I think for Vishy, if he was playing every day, he is, or not every day, but he's playing a full slate of turns, his performances would not be as good as they've been. But because he's not playing nonstop, it definitely has been able to give him more longevity, and he's able to play a couple of turns a year and stay fresh and stay sharp when he needs to. Everyone wondering why Hikaru's not buying a supercar. He's saving up for that Mars land plot. Exactly, guys. I'm saving up for the land plot. Why do you want to play the cancel when you're already the champion? That's an interesting way of putting it. Okay, what do we get? Rook E8, Queen F4. Ooh, interesting. So after takes, this is gonna become very interesting endgame potentially. This could become very interesting. I think Magnus is gonna win this game, but this is a very interesting position to see. You could trade and maybe go Rook D7, Rook C1, Rook C8. I mean, problem for black mainly is that white has the connected pawns. Like eventually it's you probably can't stop the pawns going up the board. It's amazing the computer basically says play Queen D8, G4, and just ignore everything with A5. Again, this is why computers are so much better than humans, because it's just not practical. It just makes absolutely zero sense to me to play like this. Did you beat your actual profession game? Only up I did. I probably will just play it later today, so I can, once and for all, I can finish it and not have to play it again. But probably I'll do a no beds run later today, and just that's it, and then I'll uninstall the game. Is the only time you stream Hikaru hard for me in Melbourne? Unfortunately, yes. I'm streaming around this time, but I do stream quite a bit. Like we're only we're barely 2 hours into the stream today. I'll probably be live for another like 10 hours. So I mean, if you're in Melbourne, you can always watch. Watch Sarge play Queen D8 and A5. I want to do a no beds one because there are parts of the map that you don't actually even come across. You'll uninstall. I mean, Distortion uninstalled it. Everyone uninstalls it after you complete it. Yeah. I mean, I would guess with no beds, it'll take me what, like two and a half, maybe. That is, I don't actually know all the routes though. That's the other problem. I don't know all the routes. I don't know all the routes, but I know there's like a red maze. If you don't do the skip, there's like a red maze you have to go through. So, all right. Okay, what are the moves here for Magnus? Let's see. Probably computer like G4. EF5 doesn't look right. E5 hangs the pawn, which is why Queen D8 is so vital, because you need to keep an eye on the pawns. If white can get D6 E5, is GG. Why not? Instantly. Play Hogwarts. But anyway, But yeah, I'm gonna uninstall once I do a no bed. Once I beat it with no beds, I'm gonna uninstall the game rather than waste more time on it. Okay, so Magnus thinking here, computer's starting to not like his position. I think he's gonna go G4. So XQC throbbing. XQC is streaming on Kick. He hasn't been streaming that much, but he has been streaming. Interesting position. Let's see what Magnus does here. Now you can always probably trade the pawns and make a draw, but I don't know. What was your score SATs? I don't have to tell you what the score was, but I will tell you my IQ is 102, so it probably wasn't very high. Okay, waiting for a move here. Let's move along and see. Okay, the other games, Fabiano's game. Fabiano has an advantage still, but I'm a little bit worried about his king side here because black is going to push, and there's also the idea of the legendary triple stack with the 3 pieces on the file. So I don't know if I love this position. Yeah, I mean Fabiano should be better, but it feels like black has easy plans. G4, F4, rook E8, or knight F6. Black just has to push a pawn, go rook E8, or play knight F6. Very limited ideas here for black, so it's much easier to play. So we'll see. Cagnus like 2900. 2900 is not possible. It's simple reality. It's already hard with the beds. If you want to no beds, I think you're going to annoy yourself. You really don't think I can beat it with no beds? I think I can. I think I can. Although, again, I don't know the exact routes because with the beds, you skip so many parts. So it'll take forever now. It'll probably take 2 hours, I'm guessing. 100 gifted, you beat it with no beds. Okay, I'm going to play it later today than I'm up admit. I'm going to play it today. If you're being legit with 100 gifteds, if I beat it, I'm doing it. Skipping the drone lift. Yeah, I assume you have to skip the drone lift. No, I mean, you can't do the drone skip. Unless the skip is forced. The only skip that I think you have to take is I watched one speedrun with no beds earlier just so I have some generic idea, and there's one, I think you have to take the helicopter at the really on the ice scroll. That's the only thing that you have to do. You have to take the helicopter. That, which I think it's a forced move. You can't skip that. So yeah. All right. Yeah, 100 gifted is 499. Yeah, I'm going to. It was I am of admit said he'll gift 100. So yeah, you have to, the helicopter is the only one where I think you have to do it. You can't skip it. Can we get Queen A5 here? I should put chess 1/4, cam 1/4 in the game on the last half. I mean, I can do it that way. Obviously, it's a different scene, of course. But I mean, I'm lazy. I don't want to create a new scene, so I think it's okay the way it is. But no, we're covering this for we're covering at least the next couple of games. But Magnus's game is the one that's most exciting. So he plays G4, which is the best move. And now the question is, can Serge find A5? This is the big question. Can he actually play A5 here and just go A5, A4, A3? Because it's actually the only way to create counterplay too. I don't think he can play A5. I'd be surprised. I think he might go G5. Like he might go something like G5 and F4. I could see something like G5 and like Queen D2 and F4, maybe something like this, and D4. But I mean, this gets very messy too. I think G5 is what's going to be played, by the way. If he plays A5, I'd be shocked. I think we're going to get G5 here. What happened with Nepo versus Gukesh is still playing. Nepo and Gukesh, it looks like apparently after Queen C4 it's okay because you have a mate threat on E2. In fact, this could be very, maybe this queen, maybe we got a draw here, some kind of dank repetition possibly, but we'll see. Anyway, all right. Okay, let's see. Vichy, by the way, is doing very well. He is 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5. White has an extra pawn here, so I think Vichy is just very much on his way to a win. Knight d5, bishop b2 takes, loses knight c4. Your knight is overloaded. I think Vichy's gonna win. I think Vichy's gonna win this game. This is very, very bad for Richie. Very, very bad for Richie. All right, so what else do we have? Nepo versus or not Nepo, sorry, Fabiano versus Lupulescu. Computer starting to lose its not love his position. Rook E8's a problem. He's probably going to play bishop E5 here, I expect, just to close the file. Or wait, no, sorry, he played B3. Never mind. He played B3 to stop knight C4. Rook e3, maybe move king b8, maybe triple stack as well. This is over the board. Vishy top 10 at 53 years old. That is insane, but to be completely clear, Vishy does not play very much. He plays like 1 or 2 tournaments a year. But that being said, he's still very, very strong. That is the one thing I do think, you know, I have to say that even though it's benefited me greatly, I do think there should be some change to the ratings where there's some activity requirement or something, because it feels like, you know, for example, I could literally, if I wanted to be silly, I could probably stay 27.8, not 27.80, but like 27.50 for the next 15 years if I just decide I'm going to play one little event of 4 games every single year for the next 15 years. And that doesn't seem right to me that that's possible. So I think, you know, down the road there probably needs to be some change to the rating system, some kind of change to count for inactivity, because I don't think that that's right, that like players can play 1 tournament and just maintain their rating. Yeah, so that is one thing that I think, like, as far as like the rating system, I mean, I'm not just making it up because like it would hurt Vishy, but I think that, yeah, it's like, I mean, for me it would probably not be great either, but it just doesn't seem right that you can play like 1 tournament a year and that's it. Magnus better now? Well, I'm not shocked that he's better, but what happened? He played rookie f8, which I don't like at all. Yeah, I think, well, still chances though with c4 c3 maybe. Obviously rook g3 will be played here. I really like this kind of stream, more or less AMA with chess education. I mean, I don't do this all the time, but I mean, I try to mix it up here and there. Yeah, but I do think it's, I mean, that's what I would say. I think to be very clear that there probably should be something to counterbalance inactivity, because to me you're right that it seems like you get punished for being an active chess player. That's the funny thing, like you actually get punished. It's pretty funny, right? Like you get punished if you play a lot of turns, you get punished, whereas if you don't play, you don't get punished. Like Gary's a good example. Gary could literally unretire for 1 event of like four games or something, and he'd be active, he'd be number 2 in the world again. Like he actually could. Gary could just like play 1 event and he'd be active just like that. So yeah, I mean, it's what it is. But I mean, I just feel like there should be something. Were you able to look at Fantasy Chess app? I'm aware of it. I don't really, I mean, it's just what it is, but nothing super exciting. Now, I think that Magnus is going to win the game because Sherich is getting too low on time, and also he's getting too low on time, and the position is getting hard to play because White has the pawns that run up the board. That's the problem. So, okay, we have Gukesh, or not Gukesh, sorry. We have this game between Ali Reza and the dude. The dude, by the way, is completely winning here, apparently. Could Gary win the world championship? No chance. But, yeah. Probably rook c2. Do your ears get sweaty wearing these for 8 hours? Not really. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Again, big shout out to everybody who's watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream here on Kick. It's great. I'm having a fantastic time. Chat is much more behaved here on Kick, even though it's starting to grow quite a bit. You guys are really nice. Far less trolls and everything else that you normally deal with. So, okay, back to this game. No more moves. Would I choose Vishy or Gary in your team if there was a tournament? Obviously, I would choose Vishy. Vishy is very active all the time. I mean, not active all the time. Vishy's still playing serious tournaments. Yeah. No, of course. Are you crazy? I mean, Vishy is still playing his tournaments and bossing it up. So, no, of course I would. Anyway, other games. Fabiano's game. Fabiano is apparently better because we've had some kind of blunder. We get d4. Getting sharp, though, actually. Black has d3, d2. Fabiano could lose this game. Vishy is also less annoying. That's also true. I assume we'll get rook a d1 maybe, but... You're right, because you're right, because when Vishy loses a game, he doesn't get annoyed. Like when Gary loses a game, he does get really annoyed, even now. Oh, we're gonna get a dank draw in the I think we're about to get a draw in the Gukesh versus Nepo game, the exact draw that I was talking about. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a draw probably with Queen c4. So we'll leave it here for 1 more second to see if Nepo makes a draw. Yeah, we got rook a d1, which is what I expected. And d3 was a blunder or not? No, d3 is correct, I guess. But after knight c3, this pawn could become very weak. I mean, maybe you have g4 g3 here. Very hard to judge what's going on here. If Lupulescu finds knight c3 and g4, this game's gonna start spiraling wildly out of control. I think there's a good chance that Fabiano could lose. I think there's a very good chance. Why is there no chess tournaments in Australia? Because it's so far away, it's so expensive to get to, and there aren't any really strong Australian players. Unfortunate realities. Okay, what do we get? Got rook f7, rook f3. Yeah, this looks really hard to play. I think we're gonna get a blunder very soon from Sherich. Am I coming to Toronto? Not in the near future. At some point I will. Wow, he plays bishop c8. I am impressed. I'm impressed by Sherich. He's playing really good chess. He's finding a lot of good moves. I still think he's going to lose this game, but he's finding a lot of very good moves. And now d6 is also a very committal move, because like after a5 e5 bishop e6 for example, suddenly black's pawns are really fast going up the queen side, and there is a blockade. So let's see what Magnus does, because d6 is a move, but it is also very committal. Let's take a look at Benjamin's game. Still no moves. There's still such a lull. Looks like this game between Nepo and Gukesh will be a draw. Fabiano has played knight c1, and now we get g4, and this is getting very sharp now. This is getting very sharp, and I'm not feeling good for Fabiano. Apparently he's still better after rook d3, rook g8, and like e6, but this is getting very scary. I would not want to have Fabiano's position here in a rapid game. In a classical game maybe, but in a rapid game here I would not want Fabiano's position. This looks very scary after rook d3 and rook g8, because if you take suddenly the f and the g files are open, your king's under a lot of pressure. I hate it here in Melbourne because of the time zones. Time zones are pretty rough. I agree, that's true. But yeah, so I apologize to all you guys who are like watching from Melbourne or places like that, or in Asia. I guess all of Asia as well. It's probably the same time zone as Melbourne. But yeah, sorry you guys. Yeah, I think we're gonna get rook d3, rook g8, and then God only knows what Fabiano is going to do, considering he lost previous game, so he's probably already a little bit shaky and uneasy about the whole situation. Okay, no more moves in this one. Vichy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vichy is now up 2 pawns. What? So Rapport has lost both the c3 and the a3 pawns along the way. Yeah, I mean, and to make matters worse, Vichy also has the bishop pair, so I'd be really shocked if Vichy doesn't win this. Really shocked, actually. Really shocked. Yeah, I love seeing these Hikaru profile names. Finally, I used to see a lot of Levy usernames. Finally, Hikaru gets some credit. Whatever, you guys. I'm not gonna wade into any of that nonsense. Gucci Reza is losing. Wait, what? Oh man, wait. Isn't Ali Reza just down a whole queen for a rook? Wow. Okay. So apparently you get a blunder. What happened? Oh, he played bishop e6 right away, which just loses to e takes f5 apparently, because queen h6, and there we go. So yeah, I told you Sherich was probably going to blunder. I had a feeling a blunder was lurking. He probably thought he could take on b3, but apparently rook e3 is just, if rook e3 is the winning move, there's still some small hope that Sherich might survive this. Is that the only winning move? No, it's not. Oh, it's no actually this is also no, this is also just easy. No, then there's no chance. If there are multiple ways to win, then Magnus is just gonna win. Even f6 or no, f6 hangs the pawn, right? Maybe. Yeah, if there was only one way to win, I could see Magnus not finding rook e3, but there's almost no chance that Magnus won't find this f6 line. Almost no chance. Yeah, so Magnus will win this game. Let's move along. Okay, Vichy's still winning. The dude's still thinking, yeah. Oh! Excuse me? I mean, it's still better for white, but I mean, will Serge play a5? Here's the question. He does. Okay, it's game on again. Okay, now it's gonna get interesting, by the way. I think Serge might draw this game now. The reason I think Serge might draw is because he has very obvious counterplay. Like the line that the computer really likes is takes rook g3 a4. But for example, if you get this position after takes queen a4 and queen g5, black's getting really active, your king is weak, so it's getting, I mean, he has some chances now. I mean, I still think Magnus will win the game probably, but a4 is a very obvious concept, and white's running out of concepts. You can play queen h6, but after queen d7, where's your counterplay? The rook's queen guards everything. I have a very obvious a4 plan. If you don't have a plan right away, and you don't, some chances now. There definitely are chances. Is the Bullet Brawl weekly better than monthly? I think on the one hand it's better, on the one hand it's not better. I think it just depends. Serge might save this game because the a4 is pretty clear cut. Gukesh, someone said Gukesh is winning. No, Gukesh's game was a draw. Nepo and Gukesh made the repetition. They just made this repetition, so they drew their game. All right, so okay, Fabiano's game also very exciting. Okay, rook g8. Apparently the order is wrong. I guess, why was this better? So on knight e2 you can go queen g7. Apparently this is better than trading, because now after knight e2 queen g7, oh, you have rook g1 because you opened the file. That's why the computer didn't like takes. That's why it wanted to do the other order. It wanted this because now the threat is takes, and if white goes rook g1, then you probably can go g3 or something. Okay, let's go back to Vishy's game. Vishy is still up 2 pawns. Richard's just gonna lose. Actually, he's not even getting any of the pawns here, so no, this is horrible. Very nice win for Vishy. Okay, so Vishy's gonna win. Magnus, this is of course the big game. Yeah, this is the big game. The time control is rapid. I believe it's 25 minutes with 10-second increment. So yeah, Benjamin Bach and Anish are playing some perfect chess. I'm not watching that game because these games are more exciting. If I go to Benjamin's game, what happened? How many moves did we get? We got one, two, three. We've had 3 moves in the last 30 minutes during the Grand Chess Tour. This is why classical chess is struggling, because literally we've had like 3 moves. I think we stopped after rook e2 knight c5 when the round began, and we've had 3 moves. That's it. 3 moves in the last 30-40 minutes. Like, it's just, I mean, it's too much. Yeah, I mean, it's just too much. So anyway, back to the Grand Chess Tour. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. White has a queen for the rook. Black does have the bishop. So I mean, Alirez is kind of trying to pretend that he has some kind of counterplay here, but he does not have classical. He does not have counterplay. First time on Kick. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hello, Helios Yang. Hope you're doing well, my man. So okay. All right, so it looks like Dudaw's gonna win because Ali Reza lost his queen. Magnus game exciting. Oh wait, I just closed the wrong window. Let me go back and pull up the Vishy game. Vishy's game. Oh my God, Vishy is completely winning. He's up 2 pawns, and he has the bishops versus the knights, and he has the passed pawn. If Vishy doesn't win this game, I will be very sad. Very sad. Like Vishy will win this game surely. Actually, I don't want to start a commentator's curse by saying that, but I mean, he's up 2 pawns. He's just start pushing the P up the board. If he doesn't play a5, however, I'm not sure that he will win this game. Like, let me just see. If you play like something like h4, knight a5, yeah, and he did play a5. Not surprising. Yeah. No, it's just GG. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, and he's up 7 minutes. I mean, the part of the game where Vishy is very vulnerable at the age he's at is if you get into time scrambles. If you get down to like 10-15 seconds where it's like very messy, it's complicated, and you end up in time scrambles, that's where Vishy is probably the weakest at the moment. And so if Vishy's not low on time and he has a position like this, it's just miserable. I could have played this tournament. I was invited to the Grand Chess Tour, but I'm a streamer, so that's the reason I'm not playing. Yeah, I mean, Rapport is going to lose this game, of course. He's still fast, but what I'm saying is that the where you start to see the decline more important than anywhere else is very specifically it's that it's when you get the brain doesn't process things as quickly. And I'll use myself as an example. Like I'm still very good at blitz and rapid, and I mean I think on my best days I'm very good at bullet, but in bullet there are many games where I play now where when I play bullet my brain, I get this brain freeze where it's like I can't come up with a move and I just freeze for like 5 seconds out of nowhere. And obviously I'm not as old as Vishy, but like that just starts to happen more and more, and not just in bullet, but like in blitz and then in rapid. In classical it's probably not applicable even at Vishy's age, but in the faster time controls there are moments where your brain just it freezes up. It does freeze up if you get into these big scrambles. So that's the thing. It's just like your brain can freeze up. So Vishy, if he gets low on time, he can make big blunders, but in a situation where that like this where he has 7.5 minutes against seconds on the clock, it's just like, oh, a dream, an absolute dream. RAM bottleneck, yeah, our RAM stops working. I mean I just the reason I know this is just from bullet, specifically bullet chess. Like when I play these bullet events, like there are moments where I crash. There are moments where I crash. Like I can't make a move. I freeze up. It happens in blitz sometimes too, but much more in bullet than in blitz. Vishy the only 50 plus? No, I think Victor Korchnoi was close to top 10 for a long time as well. I could be wrong on that, but I think Victor Korchnoi was close to top 10, but I think he might be the only other player in modern times. If you go back 40-50 years even, there probably are other people as well. Like I feel like Smyslov was pretty good into his 50s as well, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, Lasker of course was incredible. Now Vishy just has to make sure not to push P, because then there's rook b7, although maybe even this is winning. I mean all roads lead to Rome. What I would do if I'm Vishy is I go g3, fianchetto the bishop, and then eventually, like if you get this position for example, you undermine the ponies. D's knights are not doing very well. But it's great to see, by the way. It's great to see Vishy doing so well. It's great to see it. Yeah. Yeah. Hikaru will keep competing at 50. No. Now I love g5, hoping that Vishy will. He was hoping that Vishy would see free pawn capture, but then you lose. I mean, even here you don't lose because you're doing so well. But knight f3 at least threatens something. I mean a7. Rook b7. I think you go a7, rook b7, bishop d4. This looks like the winning line. Yeah, this is the winning line. Yeah. I mean, everything wins here. It's not. This doesn't even take much effort. Yeah. So Vishy's gonna win. Very nice win for Vishy. Kind of deserved. It's deserved that Vishy wins, but also deserved that Richie loses this game, because he got like the miracle from God in the last game against Fabiano, a game that he never in a million years should have won. If anything, he was struggling, it felt like, for most of the game. So he got the miracle from God. So in a sense, it's kind of like it makes sense. Magnus starting to go wrong. Okay, so Vishy wins. Magnus's game is going on. I mean, Magnus is still okay here, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, for Sherrod, she has obvious moves now, like they're very obvious moves, like a4, queen g5. I mean, what Vishy or what Magnus needs here is he needs something like this just to set it up, something like this. If he can get the bishops, but even this is apparently, wow, even this is, oh my god, even this is okay. Insane. Actually, if queen e2 is the only move, yeah, I'm not feeling it at all, because even a4, suddenly you've got the wide peepos. Although maybe there's queen h6, but I mean, we'll see. I still think this is imbalanced. I will be the oldest player in the bullet championship by a big margin. I think the bullet I mean, maybe Eric, is Eric in it as well? Maybe Eric Hansen is playing in the bullet championship, so I mean, he's about the same age as I am. But yeah, outside of Eric, I think everyone else in the bullet championship is like at least is quite a bit younger. Is there queen g5 here? I mean, I guess he wants queen f2. Like, I mean, even this is not trivial. No, I think there's a very good chance that Sarich will draw now if he finds queen g5. Yeah, will he play queen g3 is the $1 million question, because I mean this probably isn't good, right? Not rook e4. Rook d4 is actually winning, maybe. A4 also a good move, by the way, because you can go F4 here. Wait, why is this good? Rook A8? Maybe. I don't think we'll get A4 though. I'd be surprised if we get A4. But A4 is a very thematic move that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Vichy won, not so, yeah, I mean, of course Vichy won. Fabiano's game very up in the air, very complex, very messy. Queen E6, Knight D4, Queen G6 maybe. Very, very messy. Also, why is Lupulescu not just grabbing the juicer? Okay, it does take Queen B4. Yeah, it's a very messy position in Fabiano's game. Messy position. Magnus' game, of course, is the big game that we're watching. Man, Scherer's just playing some freaking good chess. Wow. I'm impressed, by the way. Scherer's just playing some fabulous chess. I'm like really impressed by his play. Because he knows what he's doing. He's just gonna take and go F4. He knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, yeah, I mean, he made the one mistake. Yeah, he allowed E takes F5, which Magnus magically missed. But yeah, he's played a very good game. I mean, he's playing a great game other than that one really bad move. Like, he's playing really well. Magnus should have found E takes F5, yeah. Yeah, he should have. So yeah, for those of you guys who are watching, I think what we're gonna do is we're probably going to cover the Grand Chess Tour. I think we'll cover the final round because I'm enjoying it. Viewership is on a nice little rise right now, so I think I'm gonna cover the Grand Chess Tour unless you guys want me to play Arena Kings. But I'm feeling happy covering Grand Chess Tour. Of course, B takes A4. The entire H file. Someone said the entire H file is covered or something. GCT is more fun. I mean, both are doable. Yeah, I don't know. Some people want Arena Kings, some people want coverage. I mean, it's not that I hate Arena Kings. It's just turned into this event that's not fun. Do I have FOMO? No, I don't have FOMO at all, you guys. And I'll tell you why I don't have FOMO. The reason I don't have FOMO is because I'm very happy with my job and where I'm at in life, so I don't. Split screen. Oh, you want me to do a split screen? I could try to do a split screen. I don't know. That would be pretty funny to do a split screen, but I need two windows also. It's gonna be really messy. Okay, so if you go A3, about 5 takes H check. No, this should be a draw. I'm just calculating. I think A3 takes, and then you have A2, and then whoops. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, I think it's just a draw. Or is this winning? Wait. No, this is a draw. For a second I was like, because you have A2. Okay, plays A3, good move. Oh, actually, you know what the computer wants? I think it wants Queen G3. And it wants to get cheeky here with Bishop D5 or something. Ah, because you can actually keep the block. Oh, actually, Magnus might be in a little bit of trouble here. And he's low on time. Yeah, Queen G3 and then keeping the bishops on the board is very cheeky. No, this is very tricky for Magnus. Very tricky. Very tricky to play here. Very tricky. Yeah, will he play Queen G3 or will he trade? This dude is on a roll. My God. I'm impressed. I'm legit impressed. I mean, it's still a draw, but I'm impressed because Magnus is the one who has to be very careful here. But I mean, I think it's still a draw, probably because after trade takes here, check, block, back. You can probably go rook f1 to stop the pawn at least. But again, I don't know. This bishop and this pawn, it's kind of scary. Fabiano might lose as well. He's much worse. Okay, well, we got to leave it on Magnus's game. Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw after bishop f5. I mean, maybe you can sack, but I mean, even if you sack here, like, what are you playing for? Like, you can never win this position. So, yeah, I mean, I think Magnus is going to do a bishop f5, and we're probably going to get a draw here. But I'm very impressed. Is it legal to have another game on while you're playing? If you're watching the game, yes. Is it like some big deal? I mean, probably it's not the best look, but yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what people want though. I don't really know. So I'm actually happy doing either one. I'm happy playing Arena Kings. I'm also happy just covering the event. Like, I'm happy either way. Oh my god, Magnus is playing on? Wait. Rook a7? Wait, why is this winning? Rook a7, d7? Oh my god, there's a mate on h1. Or wait, no, wait, what? Wait a second. No, it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw because what we're gonna get is we're gonna get rook a1, king f7, and e6. It's gonna be a draw. I mean, I don't fault Sarah. She's low on time, and that's a very tricky line. It's very tricky to see rook h8. But nonetheless, yeah, it's gonna be a draw now. It'll be like rook a1. He might go rook d1, but I mean, now this is. I mean, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be a draw. We're gonna get e6 here. Magnus has to bail out. Yeah, that was wow. I mean, whew. I mean, finding the win with 30 seconds on the clock, very difficult. Very, very difficult to find the win with 30 seconds on the clock. Very, very hard. Yeah, I mean, it's just very, very difficult. Yeah, it's rook g8, of course. Am I using an engine to find these moves? Some of the moves, yes. It really depends on the situation. Like, mainly what I do is I actually try not to look at the moves, and if I see the eval bar spike, then I look over at what the moves are. So no, for the most part I don't look at it, but then if I see the bar spike, I do actually. I look over. No, I mean, the reason it's winning is just so dank though, because the reason this wins is specifically because you have this backdoor trick on the back rank with a mate. So on d7 rook a, like, you get scared, but the points after e6 there's king g7, and at e7 you just queen the pawn. If takes, it's actually just checkmate. King has no squares here. King is just stuck. No squares available here either way because the pawn and the bishop cover. And if you go rook a1, which is the other move to stop the pawn, now after king f7, the problem is, like, long term after bishop g4, king e7, e6, there's rook h8. That's the problem. There's this trick where you basically use the rook on the on this other side and you get the checkmate. But again, very difficult to find. So Fabiano's game is insane. What happened? Someone said Fabiano was losing, right? Bishop b5 I don't like any of this. Probably also going to be a draw, by the way. You just trade and go. Yeah, Fabiano's game is chock full of blunders. Yeah, now rook d8 wins. Yeah, I don't know why don't you just trade the queens and make the draw? I mean, just take the pawn. I mean, like, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously I get it. Like, I mean, you just go here. Like, you can never lose this end game. I don't understand why you didn't trade. Just bizarre. But it is what it is. On the other hand, Fabiano never should have lost in the first round, and so this kind of makes up for the first game because he never should have lost. Yeah, it's all kind of relative. It's all relative. So yeah, I think we're gonna run a poll, you guys, on the Arena Kings or the Grand Chess Tour. So we're gonna run a poll on what you guys want me to do. Do you want me to play or do you want me to cover the last game? Magnus' game was a draw, yes. So the result in the games, I think they're all done now. Okay, Fabiano's gonna win his game in a second, but let me change the scene. Yeah, so here's you guys need to vote in the poll. Mods are creating a poll. So Duda beat Ali Reza. He's on 2 out of 2. Vishy beat Richard Rapori. He's on 1.5. Magnus and Serge drew. Gukesh and Nepo drew. And Fabiano. What did Fabiano do? What did Fabiano do? What? Are you come on, Fabiano. Seriously? Fabiano did not find this? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, now if you check and block, there's B6. And now if rook e8, there's queen a4. Beautiful. I mean, yeah, we're I mean, you just do the other order. You just go check, and if queen b3, you have bishop f7 check, and then on knight b3, then you go b6 to queen a4. Like, I mean, I'm disgusted. Fabiano wins this game. I'm actually just truly disgusted. Let's cover the games as entertaining. Well, the poll is up, you guys. The poll is up. Okay, GCT is winning. Actually, GCT is winning so far in the poll. It's 69 to 70 to 58. I'm flabbergasted by the last couple of moves. Yeah, I mean, I guess he deserves it. I mean, Fabiano, because Fabiano never should have lost the first game, to be fair. Oh, mods told me I should play AK. Oh, mods are saying I should run AK. Or I should play AK. I don't see the poll. There's a current poll up. Mods are overruling the poll. I think they are, yeah. Yeah. Ignore the poll. Yeah. W mods. Stop the count. Stop the steal. No stealing. All those fake votes for the Grand Chess Tour coverage. All those fake votes. All I need are an extra 20 votes. Come on, Governor. Give me those 20 votes. I just need 20 more votes, Governor. Come on, Governor. We're in Georgia. We just need like an extra 20 votes. You can find 20 extra votes somewhere, right? Anyway, all right. I think I am going to play Rainy Kings then. So let's get ready. All right, let me close all these windows.